Oh, why is my display capture not working? Other window setting. There we go. That should be right. Let's move that bad boy out of the way. Too many things on the go. All right, who we got in here? Ooh, we have to move some stuff around, aren't we? That should be better. Oh, I see what's going on. See what's going on. So we had a few people waiting. Got one on the go. See who else we can get in here. I guess I could start just at the run up here. Make sure it's all good to go. Once we get a few more people in, we'll get the rest of it going. Ooh, I need to adjust this camera a little bit. Tell I haven't streamed in a hot minute.
Struggling in communication here between the judges and the starting grid as far as what we want to do. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patient with us. Stick tight. We only got about 2 more runs before we head into top 32 for the pro guys. And be sure to join me over at the Formula D podium for the closing, or sorry, for the award ceremonies over at 5 o'clock.
FD struggling back in the day? No way. No way. 3 people. What's going on? Come on. Drop a comment if you're in here. I got to figure out this camera layout here. Obviously, audio. Love to know what you guys think. How's everything sounding? I very much feel like I need
so
to
I'm going to do this the best I can.
No,
Our
Gatto,
next battle was supposed to be
there.
Nick Jimenez going up against Rob Primo. However, Nick broke, so Rob Primo automatically advances on for the first and second place battle, which the last winner was Todd Primo was supposed to go up against Tyler Wolfson for the first and second place. Tyler Wolfson has conceded. Therefore, the unofficial first place finisher is Mr. Rob Primovich.
Nice.
Under one, the judges have made one requirement. In order for Primo to get first place, he has to make one.
Sounds fine to me.
Again,
Sweet. Carney Rad 420. Nice.
Nick Jimenez
nice.
is broken.
Nick Jimenez.
We are
That shows you how long
really
Nick Jimenez has been
due
around.
To technical difficulties. We've never had this happen all season. This is actually like the first I've ever seen anything like this happen. But again, this is the first anything like this has happened. Both the third place and first and second place battle were more or less scratching due to Nick Jimenez and Tyler Wolfson both being out of commission. So in the meantime, here he comes. As he comes across, I want everybody to give him a big round of applause as he walks his way across the 5/8.
All right, who else we got? 2 new. We got 4 right now.
2012 Garage Auto Hero, John Racing Tuned, 10 Gun, Factory 83, Falcon Tire, NOS Energy Drink, Rob Primo, unofficially, is making it official.
Look how different it looked.
Place.
Look how slow it is.
Evergreen Speedway Pro AM, first place goes to Rob Primo.
Oh, Pro Am. Damn, I forgot they were running Pro Am at the time. Right.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for putting up with us. I mean, that was definitely our most pretty much tragic event there. We had a lot of cars go out. I mean, qualifying was smooth.
Tragic event.
But, I mean, props to all the drivers who came out
there and
gave it their all. Hope you guys join us.
What's up, Siraj?
Evergreen Drift will be putting on
How's everybody doing?
Again, all cage drivers all day long. We're going to see.
We'll get the main part of this stream going here in a minute, but
send them all at the same time. So again,
we'll get everybody filing in here as we do.
NOS Energy Drink, Northwest Nissans, 425 Motorsports, NissanParts.cc, Factory 83, Phil Sue, and Diversity Law. This is round 4. We're calling it a wrap as I hand the mic over to Jared Deando. He's going to walk you guys through Formula D.
Over to Jared.
5 as they where are they at? They're going to top 32. That's where they are. But again, 5 o'clock will be our award ceremony. I'm going to meet you guys over at the stage. Again, 5 o'clock.
The big old NOS banner. That's pretty sick, actually.
Add us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook, guys. Evergreen Drift on Facebook, and also Evergreen Drift.
That's cool that Evergreen ran that before.
August 12th is our open drift. Tomorrow is Tandem Mayhem. Again, Huge grats to all the top 3 finishers.
Ooh.
We'll see you guys at the award ceremony.
Walk up
Again, my name is
songs.
Matt.
I think
I'll
at
see you
one
guys here
point
all
they
year long
had
and probably
something
in the
like
years to
this,
come.
if I'm not
As
mistaken,
Evergreen
during
continues to grow
qualifying
and
way back in the
expand
day.
and, pick up more drivers on the way to the pro
Man, I don't know.
ranks.
Throw me
It's been
some
a blast,
throw me
guys.
some drivers and I'll think of it. Like just to like think of every driver and every song is tough.
In the Pro-Am Championship, it looks like we're bringing them out. You just talked about it. 5 o'clock is the podium ceremony for the Pro-Am. Don't go anywhere. I hope you're just going to grab a beer real quick at the beer garden. Grab some vodka. And
Jack Shanahan?
Grab some hydration, grab some
Ooh.
food. Even stop by the official Formula Drift
I feel like it
merchandise.
has to be something Irish.
Sweatshirts, little too nice of weather.
I mean, we could do like Warrior Code by Dropkick Murphys.
Top 32
That'd be a good
is
one.
about to begin in just minutes here at round 5 of the Formula Drift
Round
Pro
5.
Championship. Thank you to Matt and the whole Evergreen staff. You guys have done a phenomenal job. You're welcome, Matt. As we are getting our Formula Drift judges, we're getting all the cars gridded up, and we will begin round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship.
Yeah, I don't know. Throw some more
here
out there.
in just moments. Don't go anywhere.
I feel like my
At this time, I
camera
wanna
just
thank
does
you,
not
of
look
course.
great.
Now's
I
a
was
good
tempted
time
to take
thank
like
our sponsors,
the big
EA
broadcast
Games
camera and move it over
Energy
here.
Drink, the official energy drink of Formula
But it's a bit of a
Drift.
nightmare to be
Discount
perfectly
tire,
honest.
official
It's
tire
it's a
and
big
wheel retailer of Formula Drift.
it's a big
And
unit
United
to
States
do
Air
something
Force.
like that.
This is also the second round of the Tires.com Triple Crown. What is the Tires.com Triple Crown? Well, basically the driver with the most accumulative points of 3 rounds of the 7 rounds of competition. Atlanta, here, and the final, Irwindale.
Oh, that's kinda cool.
Drift, the highest driver of
Triple
just
Crown.
those 3 rounds is the winner of the Tires.com Triple Crown. The driver leading the charge, JTP, Justin Pollock, who's also
Yes, I mean the mustache needs to be trimmed a little bit. So
Osbo is second.
Osbo.
Is in second.
Once again, like I feel like I need to do something from their country, and I don't know enough about like Norwegian music. Outside of that, he's like a big like EDM guy. So like maybe Sandstorm from Darude would be kind of funny. Webby, Jason Webb or Little Webby? Gotta be close on that one. Yes, this is what I mean when you're trying to like pick out the amount of drivers. Beecham is a tough one.
Exiting clutches, NK wheels, AEM intakes, Motegi wheels, and GoPro cameras. Speaking of Tyler McCory and the team will be giving out a GoPro camera at 6 o'clock. Be sure to go by his booth, pick up a raffle ticket, and potentially win a GoPro camera.
Jason Webb.
Gear for the Formula Drift staff and team.
I'm sorry. Testing out some like new notifications and stuff. I feel like girls be nice for Beecham. That's a good call. That's a really good call. Is that going to keep going this entire time? 'Cause I'm going to be real pissed.
Also on Facebook. Also special thanks to Bell One Communications, the official communication partner of Formula Drift.
I need
Other
that to
tire
stop real
suppliers
quick.
include Nexen Tire, Kenda Tire,
Outputs,
Yokohama
alerts.
Tire, and Achilles Tire. Be sure to stop by the official Formula Drift merchandise
Okay,
booth
I think
behind
it's
the
done.
grandstand and
Sweet.
pick up all your Formula Drift branded gear. It's actually right there in front.
I'm on a boat.
If you're looking
Or
for
the
some
box
Major
one.
League Baseball Hankook Tire, sponsor of Formula Drift and Major League Baseball. Come to the Hankook booth to sign up for Facebook and chance to win
Session runs in
Major
the
League Baseball
cloud.
tickets. 4 tickets to Mariners versus the Twins, August 17th at 7:10 p.m. There's a big battle on and off track. V8 versus Turbo. The Turbos by Garrett V8 Hunters Cup. Go to facebook.com/turbo by Garrett to vote for which Garrett
Yeah, I
Turbo
think one of the
powered
Lonely
driver
Island Boys
takes
ones could
out
be
the
it.
most V8s in head-to-head
Do you guys want desktop audio a little bit higher, or how you feeling? Funny enough, Jared does not announce the live stream in this one. It's Jacob Levinton, and I can't remember the other guy's name, Irish guy.
That is the first year of Formula Drift USA competition is in the running for the X Mini Rookie Challenge. The pot is accumulated by you purchasing X Mini Formula Drift
Featuring
branded
Akon.
speakers. Sound beyond size. X Mini speakers. AEM dominates the sport compact industry. AEM offers air intake systems with power gains in the RPM ranges that
Oh,
matter.
that one.
Check out what
That one,
AEM
right.
can do for you at
Yeah, maybe for Beecham. I don't know. I don't know what his
AEM.
life is like, but maybe.
Engineered to outperform. Motegi Racing believes in motorsports. It's through technical
Jared just
partnerships with
cranking
leading
off
teams that
sponsors.
Motegi Racing wheels are designed and
At least we don't have to do
engineered
that
for
anymore.
performance. Check out the ultra
Just sit
lightweight
there and
Motegi
read
Racing track
ads.
light that Frederick Osbo and Matt Powers are running on track. Find out more at motegiracing.com.
I'm gonna have to turn up the volume
What
here.
happens when the men and women of the United States Air Force customize a Ford Mustang? Head over to the Project Supercar in Vendor Village and find out. Only the Air Force can do it with Air Force technology.
cranking off.
So again, in just minutes,
Terrible.
go
Terrible.
to the restroom. Don't lose your seat. We're gonna have a packed out house. We're gonna have a sold out crowd. But every seat's going to be available. You guys are going to be on your feet as we start with the top 32. We'll have an hour and a half.
Still packed out back then, too.
And then we begin top 16 national anthem opening ceremonies at around 7 o'clock. So
We can jump ahead if you guys want. I know we got a few people in here, but just hoping to get a couple more before we really get things rocking. But let's just get into some battles here. Look at how young they both looked.
Been coming here for 7 years, but some things are just getting a little more harshly watched.
Absolutely, thanks.
Having to share a mic too, no headsets. All right, because they did just local back then.
Here at this course, NASCAR banner where you'll see a proximity sensor that will light up in red if the driver is within 18 inches of that sensor. They will then ride the bank all the way around.
9 years of competition, celebrating our anniversary.
Is that J-Rod?
10 years of competition next
Or,
year.
sorry,
Enter the Formula
Vaughn,
Drift
Jesus.
Graphics contest. Also, we have plenty of things to do. Hashtag FDNW. We're in the Northwest, or FDSEA. You choose. You pick your poison. But at this time, and I hand it over live in the flesh, you're going to be hearing me. But on the Drift stream, you will be hearing Jacob Leviton, editor of Performance Auto and Sound magazine, and Eric O'Sullivan, a long-time
Eric O'Sullivan,
from
that's it.
Ireland, so he has a bit of an accent. So I apologize already for that, but he does.
Curious
know
how
what
they
he's
do the
talking
wall
about, even though he's
sponsors.
from
Yeah,
Peru.
it's like for FD, it's like a semi-adhesive
and Jacob Leviton,
kind of thing.
Jacob likes hockey, so that's kind of a cool thing.
It is funny that there was another Jacob announcer before me.
We're going to continue the action
I
here.
do find that
Myself,
a little
Brian
comical.
Sage, we're gonna be
Him and I
talking
actually
scrutinizing
were
the
chatting
replay
last night because I sent him
and
this
the three
when I was
judges,
looking for different
Andy Yen,
different stuff.
Brian Egger and Ryan Lantain, we're good to go as Doug gives us the thumbs up. Seattle, Northwest, I have one question. Are you ready to see some drifting action? Head to head top
See,
32.
same guy.
Wait, I'm gonna ask one more time. You got to get loud and you got to stomp your feet.
If you guys get a chance, it'd be great to share the stream. Let's see if we can get up to like 25 people.
Top 32.
I think it'd be
Let 'em
awesome.
hear ya. Formula Drift around 5.
And they killed him. They're like, okay, cool. Thanks, Jared.
On the bank nice and early. Von Gittin Jr. staying high on the bank. This is the line that they're going to want to see. You see Miro a little bit lower on that bank. He's really going to have to get close in
Let's
order
bring him down just a
to
bit.
have an influence on the judging. JR is going to drive through this pretty smoothly. Miro's coming on that inside line on an outside zone. That's not what the judges want to see, but doing everything he can to try and catch up. Eric O'Sullivan, give us your breakdown of this run.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much a textbook run from JR. Let's look at the replay. He definitely managed to put some distance on Miro. You know, Miro was playing catch up, and looked like JR pretty much made all the clips. Nothing out of the ordinary,
Hey,
and,
new sub. Thank you. Appreciate that.
There. We had an oil spill actually just at the end of Pro-Am, right across a straight line right across our very last in our clip. And I was
Did we not get a
causing some problems with
notification on that, or did I just miss it?
no issues at all.
I'm not watching like
Here we go back to the
what
replay.
those look like, so that could be the case. If you guys haven't subbed yet, obviously we'd greatly appreciate it if you did. See if we can get up to a goal. I'm happy to do some different goal stuff too. Let me know what you think. Done lots of those.
LED start line.
Let's take a look.
Eric, walk us through this replay.
Yeah, JR already has some distance early in the bank, and he's up nice and high. You know, it's doing his qualifying line. Looks like
pretty
he's got
good.
speed on the outer clip and perfect out on that yellow line, which isn't an easy thing to do. You know, you just got to know where it is. Obviously, you can't.
Amazing how
there
little
and
smoke they put out back
tight
then.
to the
Huh?
wall, which has been a tough clip for a lot of people all weekend. There you can see that bit of oil that was left in Pro-Am, but doesn't seem to cause any issues. And you know, Miro definitely pulled in a little bit in the last turn, but I think pretty dominant performance from JR.
So here we go with the
Yeah,
trees.
so
You see
old
those
school.
5 lights light up as soon as the lights go out.
So old school. But yeah, if you guys are watching, drop a comment down below. I'd love to know who is here, who's hanging out.
Miro's taking a bit of a run up. JR waited a little bit on the line since Miro's the slower car, but you're seeing JR suck up close to him on the bank nice and early. And through this tandem, this is where we expect the cars to be nice and close. You'll see JR is much closer to Miro than
I
Miro.
thought we got
was to JR
all
with the
chat running right
back in the
now.
transition, nice and tight out on the wall, across the finish line. That's the end of our first top 32 battle. So Eric, this is a track that you've had success at before. Your lone podium in Formula D back in 2009.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a super fun track. It's really high speed. Although
I'm
the
about to
start line has definitely been brought
pull
up
up some
straight
Eric
away a little
stats
bit, so
here.
I don't think they're coming in as fast as they used to, but it's a lot of fun. And Miro,
Also, look at the live stream quality.
Correction there on
I know he complained about it now, but like
because he definitely has more pace.
it's wild how I used to. I mean, back then. So
not a bad
what's
run
up,
by Miro at all on the line.
Suba.
The clip's pretty good, but JR is just right there. Just at this point, he's almost on its door, and then brings in tight.
Where's everybody tuning in from?
A good run by
Tried
Miro,
to do
but
it at a
think
time that I felt like I
had
could
the,
get East Coast, West Coast,
had the
and
tighter
still
chase run.
European stuff. There was a Central Asian drifting series going on that I think Nick Knack was in. So was Dwayne McKeever apparently, but did not. I didn't get to see the finals.
Top 32. So it's good to see a rookie out here, but he
Yeah,
definitely
absolutely.
ran into a big boy in the first round.
Yeah, that's a tough first round draw. Your top qualifier.
Up to 11.
He's pretty consistent now. And that Mustang thing is unreal. Miro, of course, another Club Blue Sky. Runs in English Town a lot, and it's great
Greenfield,
to see him
Mass.
a big trip out here to Seattle and
KY, Kentucky.
What's
up, Brandon?
JR has been pretty dominant this weekend already, and he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, coming off that win over.
Is that Alec Honadale and
Substantial move up in the
Essa?
standing. Bonnier Jr. now fourth with 279 points entering the weekend. As that number one qualifier, he's going to win a couple more points.
Test user.
as well.
I'm trying to test out some new graphics. Did not
Trying to
look
make up that gap on
the way
Justin
that I
Tolley,
thought it
who was
would.
first. Daigo
If you guys see that, I apologize. We're trying to test out a couple of new things.
Gonna get these cameras set up.
Diabetes 513, Midwest, Cincinnati, Ohio. Nice.
After the Olympics on
I think so. I think it's a clown shoe.
Of course, the Olympics are
Odie. Oh.
about, I believe, 10 days from now over in London.
This is before he was in
On
the
right for our
scallops.
next battle, Mike Essa as the higher qualifier in that Turbo by Garrett powered BMW Z4, and on the left, Odie Bakchis, who's coming off his Rookie of the Year title last season in Formula D. This could be a pretty tight battle.
Yeah, I expect to see a pretty tight battle. I think Odie was very consistent, even though his qualifying score wasn't great, but we'll see what he can do in the chase run.
Here we go, initiating tight on the
Hey.
Odie.
Damn, Odie was a great chaser even back then.
Odie looks like he made contact with Mike Essa, but Essa's able to continue his drift and stay high on the bank. Tons of smoke coming from Essa's car. Odie sucking in again tight on this outside zone. Keeping it tight through on the inside clipping point right there.
Great transition.
On the final clip across the finish line. I think that contact on the bank, although Essa was able to keep his line, it did affect his angle. See how the judges.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I know, like, Essa could have just straightened up at that point. He did get tagged, but he kept the foot in and kept the pin, as did Odie. Like, you'll see here on his initiation, he threw it in pretty hard and it looked like he had an awesome run going on. He was nice and close, but just a little too close. It looks like he actually touched wheels, which is definitely going to send you pretty hard up the bank. But Essa kept the foot in. Odie is still there, but, it was his fault. Really,
Sup,
that
sauce?
made,
Are the Z-Force trailing arms?
The rest of the run was pretty clean. Doesn't seem to be any damage on the cars. So we'll see what Essa can do in his chase run.
Fairly impressive run by Essa. There was contact there. I think Odie is probably going to get
Glisha, what's up?
Say so,
losing
yeah.
drift. Then
Yeah, I don't
contact,
know.
because
Actually, I
contact
really
can
don't know.
affect the drift as
Yeah,
much.
well, that was an awesome job by Mike Essa to keep it going. Absolutely no fear at all. That's like middle of the bank is where you're really going for it, and it's hard to keep the phase of it all. Look at that.
Judges were asking for another replay, so we're seeing it again. You see right there, right before we cut the camera to the different angle, that was the part that Odie was
Yeah, I mean,
shallow.
if Mike couldn't have said that, if he didn't have that steering angle, that could have been a really bad accident for both cars.
I think the Z4s like just kept a lot of value, and I think that's why. I'm fairly certain they're still kind of fairly expensive, and that's why we don't see a lot of them. Whereas like Z's and G's and stuff like that, they just plummeted in price, which is weird that like this of every BMW is the one that didn't plummet in price. Yeah. It is funny to see like where the media standards have changed as well.
Smoke coming from Essa's car, then from Odie's car, and here's the extra angle that Odie dumps as he exits the bank. Essa's going to try and get tight. Look for that pass. Wasn't there. Is able to maintain proximity back on the inside.
Where would you guys rank this now? Like if you were watching this and you had no context, would you call this a pro spec, a pro-am, grassroots, local? Like where would you rank these battles right now?
That was a pretty good line.
Yeah, he definitely left a little bit of space, I think, early on the bank, as you can see here, but he started to to reel Odie in about midway. You know, he probably knows he has a slight advantage from the first run, so he's not risking it too much. But then he comes into the infield and pulls a pretty risky maneuver right here. Like Odie goes out to get
Local
that,
event
hard to get
at
out.
some EU countries. Yeah, I could see that.
The area right where that Need for Speed banner and the Not For Speed banner. That's the
Hey, there we go. New graphic is up. That's pretty sick.
offline.
But yeah, there are 2 winner clips.
So that's the new purchase graphic.
If there's they're already way
Hopefully you guys like that theme because you're going to probably see a little bit more of them.
Mike threw it in nice and hard. A really good performance from Mike in his chase run.
We're gonna wait to see what the judges say. They're asking to see another replay of the first run. So we're gonna go back to that. They probably want to see what happened with the contact.
Yeah, because I guess it didn't. Both drivers could keep drifting, I suppose, at that point. So they're obviously just looking for more details on it. But it was going to be an awesome run. I really thought Odie would have held on to it, just held it back that little bit more. But he definitely
2000s. I mean, it is. Feels like this would be pro spec. Could argue pro am with how good everyone is now. Yeah, I could see that.
pretty hard.
Right here where
Pro am this year kind of falls in line there. Yeah.
like wavering and
No, it's not Jared in the booth. It's Jacob Leventon, and I've already forgotten the other guy's name. He's an Irish guy. So they back during this, you'd have 2 separate ones. You'd have the live stream, which sometimes came through Drift Stream, and then you had the local, and Jared was just local with Ryan. So very different.
in the 80s.
So yeah, Jacob Leventon. Another Jacob was an announcer back then.
80s. I believe these drivers actually had the exact same score. It came down to speed. So that's how competitive Formula D is these days.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that stepped up their game yesterday. Dennis Bertanis won. I think Pat Mordaunt as well came out with an unreal qualifying run. This track I think just favors a bit of bravery, to be honest. Even if you're down on power, you don't quite have as much traction as other guys. If you have a
Power slide build wise, I mean,
it really stands to you. You can keep your momentum around this whole bank.
Eric O'Sullivan, thank you.
So it looks like the judges' decisions are in.
I feel like I should look up Eric O'Sullivan's stats because they did mention this was like his only, his previous podium was at this track. So let's take a look at Eric O'Sullivan. We don't know enough about him. It's just not my, it's not my era. I mean, to be honest, not that that's an excuse. I should know, but lifetime.
Car is
It's disappointing. Odie was really consistent all weekend. His qualifying score didn't really reflect how good he was running.
Eric O'Sullivan.
Better in his 2 runs, but that's unfortunate.
12 events, 5 wins.
He had early in the bank, things would have really gone different. That's the joys of drifting.
Second at Evergreen in 2009. So there you go.
This is going to be an interesting battle. On the right, we have Walker Wilkerson, who is a local boy, the product of the Evergreen Drift Series, qualified 8th. On the left, that car is the Bergenholtz racing car, previously driven by Jim Bing, but starting with this round, this car is piloted by Chelsea Denofa. So Denofa getting behind the wheel.
Why is it showing editing my next video as my title?
By Garrett Carr.
That's
This
weird.
should be a pretty interesting battle.
Yeah, I know.
What the heck happened? Man, YouTube, OBS and YouTube connections can be so weird sometimes. I wonder if that means it went to the wrong video. That's so frustrating. Sorry about that, guys.
Tons of angle coming off. Looks Denofa's much shallower than we've seen before. Sucking in close to Walker on that outside zone. Back to the transition of both inner clips.
Yeah, I don't know why
I think there are some
this just started my old one.
Denofa. Looks like a couple steering corrections exiting the bank. We'll have to watch that replay and see exactly what happened.
The bank certainly wasn't clean, and then in the infield that was pretty nasty coming into Power Rally. So here we
That's
go.
so, I'm sorry guys, that's so freaking weird. That explains why we had such low viewer count to begin with because, it just started up. I think it's just an OBS like reconnection thing.
Angle at just the wrong point. That's where you really want to carry your speed into the Power Rally so you can make it down. But he puts on so much angle, screws a ton of speed, and definitely, although we
Have to
finished
delete the
strong,
old
that
one.
was a big correction.
I'm really sorry if that screwed everybody up.
That
Not
RX-8
my intent.
Chelsea is definitely turning a corner with the suspension setup. It's looked a lot better, a lot smoother with his transitions than some of the other tracks we've seen this year. Chelsea rebuilt a new BMW chassis in case this deal with Von Gittin Jr. or with Bergenholtz Racing didn't come through. So
Yeah, it's super weird that it did that. So OBS, I mean, when I set this up, I connected to the correct one, but yeah.
So we're gonna switch drivers, and this time Chelsea.
Super, super strange, but everybody's here now, which is great. Saw like a big fluctuation in viewer jump, but I'm sure I have like a bunch of DMs and stuff on Instagram being like, that's the wrong link.
But here we go through the power alley. It's a good opportunity for Walker to try and make up some ground, but it looks like he's much further back, not able to make up a whole lot of room over the entirety of the course. It looked like Chelsea brushed his wing up against the wall around that final corner. That's a wall that has caused some people to lose tandem battles in the past. Let's go back to that replay and check it out.
This isn't. I think Walker let the
You do that?
ball drop here a little bit. You know, I said he had he really fell back way too early and just wasn't able to make it back up. You know, Chelsea is out of there. Definitely, you know, not as high in the back.
Look how many media people used to be at FD. Well, they had to trim it. It got really bad. It actually became like a big issue for safety and a bunch of other problems. So, baby Denofa.
Not close on Chelsea at all, and Chelsea tagged the bumper right there.
Sub. Yeah, it's all good, dude. Look at my media. You have to go into Twitch and YouTube Studio individually and change. Yeah, it's well, I had one that was already set up, and then I connected to it. But yeah, OBS is just a nightmare sometimes. I changed the category too.
But that lack of proximity, that's really been a stress point in a lot of
way back there. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really surprised too. You know, like you said, local guy knows this place well, and maybe
I don't know. It is what it is. We're here now, right? We got everybody in, so sorry about that. That's on me. That is my bad. I should have checked.
His chances here, I think.
You can see a packed house here in Evergreen. Another year. This is so early in the day, and almost every seat is taken here. It's definitely one of the most exciting events. Eric, you said it's one of your favorite events on the FD circuit.
Not only just because of the track, but I know some really good guys up here. Some really good pro-am guys like Kyle Pollard and the guys I've known over the years. Just good times hanging out. And the weather's a little more like home for me. New Jersey at the moment is killer. It's like 105 degrees the other day.
My print is done.
Rain here
Sweet.
Nice and cold. Today's a little warmer, but I love this place. It's awesome. And the crowd as well. Just the atmosphere here. Huge grandstand. It's awesome.
So the judge's decision is in. Walker Wilkerson will be moving on. It was a unanimous decision. I think the steering correction.
Last event, just qualifying points, and that's it. So that's all it is. Too many things on the go. Didn't change on Twitch, sadly. Weird. All right, I might have to log into Twitch too. What a nightmare. Thanks, Streamlabs. Is there maybe you guys know, is there a better way to do this? Because admittedly, I'm like constantly fighting with Streamlabs shit, and it's really, really frustrating. It's like every stream there's something that doesn't work, whether it's like sub goals, YouTube members, whatever. So. Basic OBS? Yeah, maybe.
Matt Powers having a good run, nice and high on the bank. Kyle Pollard trying to reel him in. It's a good opportunity here for Kyle to possibly try and close that gap, but it doesn't look like he's able to do that.
Miss Matt Powers too. He's a guy I would like to get on the podcast. There's a lot of the OGs, but admittedly, it's like it's really difficult to get them wrangled in to do it. So. I was doing Twitch. All I heard, yeah, it's easy. Like, I mean, quote unquote easy, but it's just very frustrating to get everything set up, send out links, and then when I'm connecting to it, I connect to the one that's scheduled, everything, and then it all just goes for a wee bit of a shit. So I'm gonna have to repost my story, which is fine with the new link.
Chase run, but anything can happen. Definitely, I think Kyle's speed is probably a little down compared to Matt, so Powers might have a hard time holding him back in the bank. We'll have to see what his tactics are.
So we're going to switch those cameras again. One of the couple of sponsors of Matt Powers are supporters of the Drift Stream. Make sure and support the companies that support the Drift Stream. Motegi Wheels, Nitto Tires, they're both big supporters of Matt Powers. We're actually going to have him a little bit later during our halftime interview. So get a little bit of feedback on this. You see the VLEDs starting line, lights go out, cars take off. Here we go with Kyle Pollard leading. Matt Powers going to give chase. Pollard initiating pretty well. Higher, good, a much better smoke from Pollard this time around than Powers. Powers still behind him. It looks like he's going to take that slow and steady approach and reel him in over the course. This is the best opportunity here through the power alley. There you see Powers sucking in close to Pollard. Pollard's just going to continue running his line out towards that outside
Having to
wall.
like go through. Sorry if I'm not
Much
interacting. I'm having to
better
go through and like update
from Powers
everything.
overall. A lot closer to Pollard and a lot more smoke than what Pollard was able to generate on his
Should be good now.
follow
Yeah.
run.
Sorry guys, I feel like a total dink, but it is what it is.
Had the cleaner chase run. But yeah, Kyle's
We're
up
back.
on the tire smoke, good speed, and there's a decent sized gap, you know, about the same maybe that what Kyle had behind Matt Powers. But I think Matt overall just cleaner to watch.
Alika, yeah.
Smooth and really
I didn't know there was a motocross track there. I think there was something behind it. Wasn't like
little shallower.
there's like a parking lot and stuff behind it now. So
Which is another thing that's emphasized in the driver's meeting. They want
all right, let's make sure I got this all going.
corrections. Not like they're doing the track in different zones. And I think Matt probably did it a little better.
I probably should push more on Twitch, but I just
Matt Powers
I don't know.
over
YouTube's kind of
on.
where my stuff is, and
Great
yeah.
run from Kyle. I know he doesn't have a whole lot of FD experience, but it's good to see a local guy coming out, taking a stab at the big boys, and that one of the
you can see the
last
jumps.
SR20 car in the competition today, the top 32, just got knocked out unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty advanced SR setup as well for the guys at PSI. I know they use the Neo BBDI kind of head on that SR, and it generates a ton of power, a pretty low boost. So that's, I think if you want to be competitive in FD with an SR, those the PSI guys haven't figured out the car. It's definitely got the speed, and like I said, Kyle had a lot of transmission issues in that car, and I think now that he finally starts to get some good seat time,
There we go.
I think we'll see him definitely climb the ranks a little bit.
We YouTube, yeah, we're
Next
definitely
battle,
YouTubers.
Pat Mordaunt on the right, our fourth
Pat
place
Mordaunt.
qualifier. Jonathan Castro from the Dominican Republic on the left. Good to see that windshield back in Jonathan Castro's car. He had an issue in practice. His hood flew up, smashed his windshield.
Oh damn.
Looks like they got a replacement. I believe they took it off.
Pat Mordaunt.
Pat Mordaunt going to be leading as the higher qualified driver. That car has substantially more horsepower than before. You'll see him higher on the bank than he
Yeah, I hear that, but it's like
car has a whole
I feel like the audience. Whoa! I'm trying not to separate out the audience too much, to be honest with you. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I was even thinking about like, oh, instead of doing YouTube membership to go over to Patreon, but it's like I think the more you start dividing everybody out, the more likely it is you're gonna have drop off. Like I can't ask people to go to 100 different places to do stuff. So that was my idea to consolidate it.
Was a spin when leading means a 0 in tandem.
Yeah, Pat started off really good and really impressed me this weekend. His runs were incredible, but right from mid to the late part of the bank, things just started going wrong. So watch his entry into the power alley. He's super shallow, like way off the outside line where the judges want the cars, and it actually affects Jonathan Castro. But I don't even expect.
So here's the issue: if we ran Indy reversed, all you'd be looking at from the stands is smoke. That's why we can't run it reversed. Right, because if we start that way, you're just going to see the tail end of the cars, and they'll be moving away from you. So you're just staring through smoke. How much horsepower do cars have at this time? Probably 400, 500 maybe. You might have like the odd car that was up to 6, but that would probably be about it.
To see how the judges score that follow run from Castro, because there definitely was some corrections, definitely some understeer.
Amazing there's no chicane either, huh? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't until Daigo came in that we saw the horsepower jump, which was, what, 2016, I believe?
This could be make or break for both drivers on this second run. So
Want to restart the stream. No, I don't think so. Should I? I just relinked everything. I just deleted everything else and relinked stuff. So I just went with the old one and said screw it. Instead of trying to get everyone to jump around again. We're already here. So if people can't find it, they might go back. I mean, it sucks. It is what it is. Not a great way to start, but I thought I did change the name.
Want to see closer proximity to Castro. Oh, and Mordaunt tags the wall again. unable to finish that run in drift. That
Yeah, it shows on YouTube right now, Seattle Rewatch
as well.
2012.
I think
So
Castro had a pretty smooth run
Yeah,
overall.
like Pat was awesome on the bank right here. As a chase car,
should be good to go.
higher up than your lead car, but he was way up there.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to ask me Indy questions, I'm happy to answer whatever.
Pretty good, but
Might as well crack that can open.
Look, Pat right up there on the barrier. Castro's down like in the second lane, but again, Castro takes quite a shallow line in. Pat follows him in, but then completely washes out on this left turn in the infield. Not quite sure what he was doing, or again, maybe he had a clutch issue or missed a gear, but he completely washed out, and then I think trying so hard to make up some ground, tags the wall right there, and without even considering the wall tag, he drove straight off course. So I think that's the end of that.
Jonathan Castro is going to be moving on to his first top 16 of the year. Again, Castro from
If you
the
refresh, it
Republic.
probably should be good, but yeah, it is what it is. If you guys feel like it and want to push this a little bit more, see how many people we can get in here, it'd be great to get up to 50 today. You know, post the link up. Whatever you can do to help is always greatly appreciated.
That's awesome. Great to see. He's definitely looking forward to this weekend.
Kind of interesting to note that this is a track that international drivers have tended to do well. Yourself, Eric O'Sullivan, you had a podium here in 2009.
There you go.
We had Akubo and Seigo Yamamoto back in the day. Kenji Yamanaka has had a podium back in 2007 here in Seattle. So
Sub and like, yeah, of course. If you guys want a discount code, let me know. We can always, we tend to do these on the streams. We do something funny like wrong link.
Here we go. Matt Field's going to be leading. Takayama going to be giving chase. Matt Field from NorCal. Takayama much lower on the bank. You'll see him. Oh, there he is, losing drift completely. Having to reinitiate at the exit of that bank. Matt Field's going to just
Oh, sick. So we've got Michael here from Race Data Labs and Wally System. He's hanging out. It's like 1 in the morning, Australian time. Do we have anybody that has tried out True Drift here or wants to try it out? Because Michael is an absolute goat and just sent over 3 100% off discount codes for anybody watching. I can throw them up on the screen. If you guys want to jump in and grab those, you can.
Certainly, that's the first big mistake I've seen him make all weekend. Attacking really good, always high on the bank.
You want to try it? Well, here you go.
Not sure what's going on here.
There's going to be, I'm going to throw them up here, so get ready. Pull up True Drift, get stuff in the cart, and we're going to get them popped up on screen here. So there you go. If you guys want to jump in, give it a go. True Drift, 100% off. You can use one of those codes. So Jacob get 1, Jacob get 2, Jacob get 3. We'll see how quickly those bang out. And this is why you come on live streams, guys. Oh, Matt Field, Takano. This is kind of cool. This is really cool, actually.
Down from British Columbia, other parts of Canada, up from Portland. This is really a diverse crowd. So we're going to see Takayama leading the turbocharged Corolla. Matt Field going to be giving chase. Takayama really pulling a pretty big gap.
Damn,
on
Taka,
Matt Field.
way off.
Kind of surprising. Pretty shallow angle from Field as well. Coming off the bank. Oh, that's more than 2 tires off. Taka way off the line there. Transitioning back through the power alley. Oh, looks like he lost drift as well. That's going to do it for Takayama. So unfortunate driving. Taka's had a major crash a couple years ago in a similar Corolla. Actually broke his foot here in Seattle.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It started off looking really good for Taka, more like what we've seen from him this weekend. Real high in the bank, like pulled a big gap on that field, like good speed. But he just started to shallow up coming out towards the other pit.
Yeah, this is definitely the 400 horsepower era.
And as soon as you get out a little wide there, of course, all the marbles, all the rubber debris is out there, and that there's no saving it. So yeah, 2 wheels off right there. It's going to be a 0, and then just the final nail in the coffin is over rotating. And
So I'm gonna throw a discount.
Again, Takayama.
Goat trophies. What?
Takayama sponsors his next tire, who supports the drift stream, as well as
All right,
Joe
see you soon, dude.
Garrett supports
Thanks for
the
tuning in.
sponsors who support the drift stream. This is free to all of you who are watching around the world. I know we got some.
Well, you should recognize the one on the right at
Ireland
least.
and
Ian Bergen and Big Bro and a few of the boys are watching in Dublin, and like I said, all over Europe, supporting like Freddie Asbo, Kenneth Moan, and the Norwegian guys are
I'm gonna
watching.
throw one more discount code up here to match
Easy access.
what's going on with Michael.
Well, it has to be the biggest
Use
facility in the world.
code.
Millen from New Zealand. I actually spoke with the former FD driver, JT Warrer, who's watching in New Zealand, said that he'd be tuning in today, so this could possibly be the biggest battle of the top 32 coming up. Chris Forsberg on the right, Reese Millen on the left. Forsberg is in 5th overall, Millen in 7th overall.
So you guys want to buy anything from the shop, go for it. Use code WRONGLINK, save 20%.
Good smoke from Millen. Forsberg's car is definitely the loudest car in grid. Oh, tags the wall. See his bumper coming off. Better angle.
Michael, Matt, let me know when those 3 are used up.
Millen slowly reels
Stoked to
into
see
the
everybody
portion
jumping on that,
of
though.
the
Thank you for the
track.
support for True Drift as well.
Great smoke crossing the finish line. That Hyundai Genesis really has a ton of smoke that it generates through the course. It's one of the tougher cars to follow, as we'll see them switch here.
Interesting battle. Either I think Chris or Reese have looked too solid all weekend in practice. They both look kind of shaky, but Chris managed to play a really good second qualifying run from the first run, which put him in like 28th place, you know. So I think this could go either way, but started off good, but just going towards the end of the bank, Chris started pushing up, and then tagged the wall. Just
Got one of those discounts in. See how many we can get done.
Slightly. And Reese is right there. Much better line from Chris down to the power alley into the.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize it was your first FD.
Pretty close, but like I said, a lot less.
Oh, wait, no, you did tell me that. You told me that when we hung out in Atlanta.
Wall tag and a definite slight correction is going to affect Chris's score.
Both these drivers are on hand-cooked tires, so very equal rubber. Some rubber that you're familiar with as well.
Yeah,
You've driven
4S3,
on them for a while.
Yep, absolutely. It's unfortunately we never got it.
So crazy to see the difference. And so if you guys have questions, anything you want to know, feel free to drop them in the comments. Happy to answer them.
Can't take too much grip for the horsepower I had, in fact, but it's, at least we know now as far as tires go, this is a dead even battle. But Chris's big V8 as opposed to Reese's V6 turbo, you know.
Both these cars actually, I think, have very similar.
All 3 are done.
power levels.
Damn.
I know Reese Millen was
Who got
well
them?
over 700
Drop me
horsepower.
if you got it. Let me know because I want to make sure before I take them down.
Forsberg's crew.
So if you did claim one of the True Drift ones, please drop a comment of mine or something like that, and we'll
They've run in the past.
tag it all off. But I appreciate that.
You can really hear the horsepower screaming from that car. So these guys are going to take off from the line. Turbo by Garrett on Reese Millen's car. V8 power from
All of them are taken. Got it. All right. Sick. You guys are
Millen.
fantastic.
Angle from Forsberg, a little bit lower on the bank as well. Coming off this bank, some good smoke from Millen. Here we go, back to the transition. Now
There you
this
go.
is where Forsberg, whoa, tight on Millen.
Oof.
But Millen's able to stick on the gas and pull away from Forsberg. Forsberg lost grip there. I think that might be all that she wrote for these two.
Yeah, this is what I was saying before, but this new.
Yeah, definitely being there live is so much better than the live stream for sure.
It's so hard to get to. You really have to try to turn the e-brake, and it's just not friendly for tandem competition. So I think what Reese was doing. But first of all, on the bank, Reese.
Do you like the bridge between spectators and drivers has been closed significantly since you started working with FD? Do you mean like how much fans and drivers interact now? Like, is that what you're getting at? I'm not entirely sure.
Driver, you see the car slowing down, and you think you have the ability to go in there and get the proximity.
What is GOAT Trophy?
You almost have to park the car to get outside there.
Is that something that's going on? Oh,
You definitely have more momentum, and all of a sudden,
I don't know what that is,
really quickly,
but hey, whatever, it's there.
you know,
So I appreciate it.
and I think that's probably going to really make this swing.
I don't know if this was the first year for Daigo.
Both these drivers have won here before. Reese won in 2008, Forsberg won in 2009. They also podiumed
Great
the
stats,
second
Jake.
time. For Reese, that was in
Daigo was a
2006,
little bit
his
later.
first
I wanted to say
Speedway
20.
event.
No, it wouldn't have been 2016. You might be right.
Last
You might be
year,
right.
Losing only to Dai Yoshihara in the finals. So both these drivers have seen some success here at this track. But Reese Millen's going to get the win. Just off the camera, you got the head.
Maybe it's
the
bits.
thumbs up
Whatever. Hey,
given
it's cool.
by Sesso over
I like
to
doing some cool stuff.
Millen.
I am working in the background to
Millen with an
redo
upset of
the
fifth
entire
place driver,
theme of this.
Chris
There's
Forsberg.
some pretty cool shit going on, that's for sure.
Millen's definitely been stepping up
Yeah,
the
you're right,
past
Daigo,
few
this year.
events.
Okay, you are right. So it would have been 2013 is when everybody would have had to have really stepped up and started putting a ton more horsepower.
Lining up
It's also when
now
cars were
is
braking
the
constantly.
third place driver in the championship. On your right, Dai Yoshihara. And on the
My
left,
FD history is good, but like I said, it is
both drivers
more
with
from like
V8 powered
honestly
F13
2015
cars.
onward is I would
On
say
the
my
right,
most
Dai
I'm more
On
knowledgeable
the
with
left
that.
From Merzanis.
I think this is definitely another first round draw that you never want to get by Yoshihara. But Dennis has been looking really good this weekend, really strong. You know, we've seen Dai get knocked out.
I should probably log into like my Twitch dashboard to see what's going on over there.
It's definitely a track where anything can and
Yeah,
will happen.
absolutely. This first bank is so long that
I just don't use it enough. That's like, admittedly, I just don't. Maybe I should. What do you guys think? Like YouTube or Twitch?
First, Dennis is going to be following. You'll see Dennis taking a little bit lower line, trying to get closer to Dai. Good smoke from both drivers. Extra angle from Dai as he exits the bank, but Dennis is able to handle that pretty well. Looks like Dennis' team has done their recon on this. Coming in, Dai is able to pull away around that first inner clip and the second inner clip.
Both? Okay.
Dennis didn't really make any
Well, then I'm doing a great
major
job.
mistakes, you know, a little bit further behind, but he's also substantially down on horsepower. Judges
I think I
sometimes
do
take
need
that
to
into effect. We'll have
update
to
my
go to the
stream
replay to
info.
see that.
I think Dai has probably got the horsepower advantage here, you know, and definitely a little more traction. So he pulls some gap on the bank. Dennis starts off a little low, starts to bring it back up. And right here at the end of the bank, quite interesting. Dai does throw in a ton of angle, but Dennis matches it really well. Look at that. You can see his left front wheel going to full maximum angle. Not a problem for him. Does lose some proximity, but has a good clean line. A little shallower on the left turn of the infield to Dai. Like Dai's run is pretty much textbook qualifying run. Dennis was a little shallow, I would say, on the infield, but the way he matched Dai's angle coming off the bank was pretty impressive without spinning, or, you know, typically we've seen a lot of people hit the wall here actually due to
Updated Twitch.
their angle and
So that's good.
there.
Alerts. I don't know what else I need to do on here, so.
That was awesome. I'm really impressed with Dennis. So
Dai
maybe slight
Yoshihara's
favour to Dai.
Yeah, I use
anything
YouTube a
happens.
lot more for
Dai
sure.
Yoshihara's title sponsor, Discount Tire, is a supporter of the Drift Stream, and
What's the Twitch?
Dennis
I think it's
Merzanis'
just under
title
Jacob
sponsor,
Gettins
Discount
as well.
Tires, is also a supporter, so great to see sponsor these two cars.
I'm not a Mac user.
Live.
Vehemently against Mac, to be honest with you.
Dennis Merzanis going to be leading now. Some shallow angle from Dai looked like a little bit of a bobble on initiation, but able to close that gap. Some extra angle from Dennis, possibly 2 tires off there. Gonna have to be tough. Oh, Dennis taps the wall, and again, Dai continues the track.
I thought I updated my stream info.
This one's gonna be pretty
did.
easy to figure out.
Does
Very
it not?
unfortunate
Dennis was
move.
having the run of his life right there.
Oh, there we go.
He's
Now it
definitely
is.
on the line, but
What is Raid? What is Raid channel? Does that mean we like put everybody over there?
Originally there for Thursday practice.
I know nothing
And they
about
added an extra
Twitch.
little bubble, I guess, to give the drivers more room.
Oh, there you go.
So I'll have to watch. I don't think Dennis had 2 off. I think he was on that line pretty good, and he was awesome on the bank, like right up there. Dai is shallower, definitely lower, and then look, ton of angle by Dennis, and maybe it was off. Yeah, unfortunate.
Definitely
But
one, possibly
that was-
2, but in the end it didn't matter
Yeah, it
because he
didn't
ended up
matter,
into
but
the wall.
Up until that point,
Path to affiliate.
Dennis up on that bank.
I don't know.
really
I'll keep
strong
Twitch
car,
going, but
putting on a ton of angle. That's he's definitely made some.
oh, I
damage to the
gotcha.
car.
Typically when you end, yeah. Well, I don't want to do that. So
Yeah, that's significant damage to his right front. So
Dennis
Let's see
Merzanis
if
is
we
going to be
can.
joining us on the halftime show in a little bit to talk about this run, as well as his program with Kenda Tire.
it's interesting that there's
Dai
no
Yoshihara's gonna get
no
the win.
commercials.
Moving on.
Kind of whipping through
That's
this.
actually going to set up a rematch against his former boss.
Yeah, the discount tire car was sick. I got to see it in person a couple years ago at Grid Life, and I was so pumped. I was talking to Mike Kojima about it. He's like, "Yeah, this thing is like, you know, so far behind modern standards," which I didn't even think of.
He's got the car.
Raid Shadow Legends.
It's definitely going to be one to watch.
So this next battle is going to be a battle between.
Where was Jacob in
Pollock
2012?
and Pollock
I don't
on the
know.
right in the Falcon
I could
Tire
look back
Mustang.
on my like old YouTube
Jeremy
channel.
Lowe on the left in the Juku Racing FC RX-7. Of course, Justin Pollock started his career in an RX-7.
Yeah, pretty famous. RX-7 that saw a lot of different looks over the years.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. So a lot of these runs don't actually feel much slower than now, but the smoke is the big difference. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Videos. Let's see. Oldest. 13 years ago. I hadn't even started doing YouTube stuff yet. I was just getting into cars. Just getting into cars at this point in time. I did interview Chris Forsberg.
Definitely.
When did I interview Forsberg? 13 years ago. So a year after this, there is a video on my old YouTube channel if you want to see it of me interviewing him. That's 332 views.
Figure out how to handle that. Again, a packed crowd. the tow truck coming out to take care of Dennis's car.
Water splash in the front
We'll have a
bumper.
little bit of downtime. Maybe we can catch up with you, Eric. I know a couple
Look how
weeks
packed
ago,
in. Dude, Seattle has always
got
shown
to
up.
Drive again and
Always
East
shown
Coast
up.
Bash, get
Yeah.
out there in the solstice and tear some tires up.
Yeah, apart from the 100 degrees heat and crazy humidity, it was one of the best weekends drifting I've ever been involved with. I mean, Petty and all the Club Blue Skies have such an awesome vibe going on at those events, and they've such an awesome facility at Englishtown. I mean, they really have to run at the whole road course. Englishtown are very good to them, and it was
So
incredible.
you can see
weekend.
us right here. We're in the left, right above the C in the NASCAR. Kind of away from us. Here we go with Justin Pollock. This battle should be interesting to watch. Looked like Jeremy waited a little bit to initiate to try and catch up. to
No,
Pollock,
that's not
but
Vaughn.
Pollock
That one's
got tons
JTP.
of Smoke coming off this Mustang. Ooh, possibly at least one tire off from Pollock. Possibly two. We'll have to check that. Some good angle from Pollock.
Yeah, I mean, they only
Pollock
have so
rally.
many ads, right?
Jeremy Lowe trying to
I
keep
was
up.
pushing to have like podcast clips and stuff like that. I mean,
Doesn't have the
obviously,
horsepower that
to try and fill
top
some
tire
time where we
Mustang.
could,
That
but
Mustang's probably one of the most powerful cars on the grid.
bleach wouldn't help anything. It would just add a bit more smoke, but it wouldn't
Jeremy Lowe,
like
but also
do anything. I'm actually putting tire sprayers in my car
from
today,
Pollock.
hopefully,
Tires on that yellow line, possibly
just to help cut down on the
Really good run from Jeremy Lowe.
tire wear.
Not afraid to
So
flank
it's on my list of things to do.
Initiates with a little bit of e-brake, and Jeremy just launches it in on the clutch. I mean, that's commitment right there. And yeah, Justin, I think it's inevitably going to pull away somewhat on the bank, but Jeremy's up there just as good a line, good angle. And I think JT.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like they weren't as concerned back then. But it is wild to see like how little smoke is coming out of these cars. Like I've had the G put out more smoke than some of these runs.
Lowe definitely impressed me this weekend. He's killing it.
Why could it be that Valino is in the tire for grassroots drifting, especially in Texas, but they have no participation? Because
Yeah, we're getting
Valino would have to produce so many tires, and those drivers would want them for free. Like, what's the benefit? The idea of running tires in pro is to get people to buy them outside of pro. If people are already buying them outside of pro, why would you then need to market them more? Does that make sense? Right? It's that whole idea of like win on Sunday, sell on Monday.
One tire. I think that might be two.
That's definitely two.
It's got to be two.
So that's
So,
going to be a 0 from Justin
Yeah,
Pollock.
like that's Jeremy Lowe did his job, and he followed Justin out there. Had a good clean run behind him. So
Yeah, but you need the Valino 200 tread wear, and then you would need to produce enough
I'm not saying
to be competitive in FD. So every weekend you would need at least 100 tires ready to go. So you would need to produce minimum 1,000 extra tires just for FD.
All of our cameras
Right.
squared away. Once again, NBC Sports channel starting in August
So.
after the Olympics. Glad you're tuning into the Drift Stream, formulad.com/live. Tell your friends. Jump on here, check it out. Buy some FD swag.
They're good tires, but are the 200s as good, or if not better than other ones? And are they actually a 200 tread wear?
We've got 2 more events in the season after this. It's hard to believe we're already on the 5th event. This has been a great season. So here we go again with.
Hey, so I have a,
Meeting, sponsored by
is even
Insurance
DOT legal? I don't know.
Tires
I may not be, and that's part of it too, is it has to be DOT.
Mustang of Justin Pollock. High on the bank.
So I have an interesting question for all of you. And this has been a
Justin
debate
Pollock closing that gap. It's
that I've kind of been
Pollock
having
handles this
internally.
section of the bank much better, much smoother than Pollock.
If
There go.
you
Pollock sucking in close.
could not get something
Gets it tight
done
on
without a
Jeremy Lowe
specific
finding it.
tool,
That the Mustang
right?
is still there. Great
Does
follow
that
on
mean that you
front
should
from
not
Pollock.
actually do it,
That,
right? So
ladies
for
and
example,
gentlemen, is how you're
if
supposed to
you
follow it ever since.
yeah,
um,
well, if you want to know how to drive this
if
bank,
you
watch the-
can't
watch the
build
drawings of this
a
bank.
cabinet
Absolutely nuts. Look
without
at
a
the
table
balance
saw,
up there.
or without a table saw, you
Yeah.
like you should, you know,
That is
you.
exactly
I'm trying to think of the
what
best way to frame
definitely,
this.
little correction,
Um,
tag the wall at a wall that most drivers can't even get out to. Like that
How do I frame this correctly?
qualifying.
If you have to use a tool to complete a task and you couldn't do it manually before, should you be allowed to complete that task?
Incredible.
Okay. I'm going to get into a bit of a moral debate with you here in a minute. What tires do you use for your car? Right now, I either use like full ways from Amazon, or I use the Zeknova 420 tread wears. So those are the two.
Go back
AI
and
debate. Yeah, it is an AI debate.
run to look at
It is an AI debate, to be honest. Obviously, I'm
again.
trying to filter it in a different way.
You know, what we always always told, at least, is, you know, you follow that moving clipping point that is the car in front. So, you know,
Yeah, you can't fault Jeremy for following
Right.
him out there on the line,
Absolutely,
but
and
it's
it
up
looks-
to Paul
So, like, for
to
example,
follow
right, I have this
the,
idea for something,
requirements that are set
and there
out.
is no way I would ever be able to complete this
you know,
task
this is nuts.
without the use of
Take the
AI.
balance off the wall. This is incredible.
Does that mean that I should not
Right there, but
do this task because I'm utilizing a tool?
down a little early, maybe mid bank, but takes it back
Because I believe,
to
like,
the other clip, and
AI will not replace true artists or true musicians or true coders or whatever thing you want it to be, right? In the same way that we still have records and record sales are actually up right now, we still have people who paint things, stuff like that. I'm just wondering, if you can't do it or learn it in a decent amount of time, outsourcing it too expensive, it totally makes sense. Okay. Because, like, I've been absolutely not. You keep trying until you can't anymore. I don't have a mini screwdriver. So here's the thing, is like, so if you watch on this stream right now, you're going to start seeing code elements change. I could not build those code elements by hand. These are elements that I'm having Claude build out. Is that correct?
Judges are going to have to figure this out. Again,
If you can't
definitely,
paint
if
with a
it's not
brush, you
filled out
shouldn't
here yet,
use a paint sprayer.
I don't know how, because we're seeing people standing as far as we can see, almost all the way to the pits. Evergreen Speedway is one of the best places to watch the Formula D circuit.
So if you start watching these, right now I have a Claude chat going that is updating all of my
Gonna get a
graphics
replay queued up
in a
for that
way
as well.
that I never could.
Might be a good time to thank some of our sponsors: Achilles Tire, Hankook Tire.
I couldn't
Halo
make
Tire,
that. Sorry, I'm like
Discount
moving
Tire,
around right now and I
Nexus
shouldn't
Tire,
be.
Yokohama Tire, and Kenda Tire. Still waiting for the decision, so we will thank some more of our sponsors.
There you go.
Universal Technical Institute, Enki Wheels, GoPro Cameras, Garrett Turbos, Motegi Wheels.
Now,
US
what
Air
about-
Force, and Juku Racing,
What about
and
writing?
ACT Clutch. Again, Juku Racing,
So,
sponsor of
per se, I have a
Below.
really good idea
Go
for a
back
book,
to that replay.
but I know I couldn't write it. I could dictate it. I could provide all the information. I could create the story and the plot and everything else, but to put all of the individual words down, I am not someone that can write that way. I could dictate the whole thing out and probably have it written that way, but is that still the same thing?
That line cuts through. If it's going under his rocker panel, I almost have to believe that second tire has to be off. Judges are still deliberating, trying to figure out what's
Okay,
going on.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious what people's thoughts are with it. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so Siraj is where I'm at with
Again,
this.
Evergreen Speedway. Our next stop is going to be in August in Las Vegas. So if you're anywhere in the Vegas, Arizona, California,
So if it's
Utah area,
if it's being utilized
be sure
to
and check
allow
it
you to
out.
do something you would never been able to do, but it's still your intent,
It's
your direction,
formula.com.
everything else, it's fine.
Where every event this season has been.
Like
about
I'm
how
really bad at spelling. I don't know if I have dyslexia, but spelling does not make sense to me. I don't catch it. I don't see it. I've tried for years. It has been
Coming
something
up
I've
here.
struggled with
Still waiting for
my
the
entire
decision.
life. I have to run.
Myself,
Hey,
Jacob
there's
Leviton,
Jacob
add me on
Leviton.
Facebook, Jacob Leviton Drift, Eric O'Sullivan, driver of the Subaru
At one point,
at one point, and then a Solstice for Gardella Racing. So came out here to help out one of your buddies.
yeah.
Mr. Tyler McQuarrie, who-
spotted Tyler, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Good day at track.
When AI mimics someone's
You know,
individual style, that is fair.
Hard time putting it together. Going qualifying time, which is very important.
But like,
Failed to make top
yeah, I
five.
don't know. It's just such a weird debate I'm getting.
Car's in good shape, everything's
It gets
good,
worse with
yeah,
art and
so
creative
good
stuff.
time.
I agree.
And,
I definitely agree.
Feel out the Camaro, obviously, and after that, a couple of actually big accidents at Wall Speedway in New Jersey, I think you just, a lot of Thursdays.
And I agree with the authenticity side of things as well, because I think people will always pay for authenticity, right?
So it looks like there is a
You'll
decision.
always pay more for a hand-built piece of furniture, but a mass production IKEA thing you're not going to pay the same
Yeah,
amount for.
decision. So here's the situation. One judge voted one more time.
Okay, so the debate about the data centers, I would argue, is the same debate that we would have had during
For
assembly
Jeremy
lines,
Lowe.
because assembly lines had the same
Jeremy
thing.
Lowe's
People were
gonna
like,
be moving on. You hear big
Ooh.
cheers from the crowd, cheering for that underdog. Justin Pollock, the leader
Cool drift
of
chat.
the points championship.
We can keep
right
talking
now
about
is
drifting
knocked
stuff. I mean,
out
you guys
in
ask me
top
questions.
32.
I'm just,
This is going to shake things up.
once again, these are just the
Pollock
thoughts
was
that I
leading
have.
last year until New Jersey had some issues.
Same with nuclear plants. I
And now
agree.
he's been
Although nuclear, on the
serious
grand
this
scheme of
year.
things, has had the least amount of death of
Pollock
any
spent some time
power
in Oregon for a while, drifted
power resource that we
before
have
he
today.
Started his professional career, so spent some time in the Northwest, but the crowd really likes to hear that the privateer.
Yeah, I mean, this is the
Okay, Pee-wee, that's a good one for the book side of things. I agree with that for sure.
Be a complete
So.
hero on top 32, or you can just ruin your whole day and really potentially mess up your championship run. You know, it's definitely like when it comes down to tandem. You know, I think people automatically think that as you go up in the ranks and you get to the final.
Let's see if
It's always the worst because you got to get those nerves out. There's so much at stake. I mean, you can throw away so many points, and Justin's going to be hurting after that.
So
Really does. So, well, congratulations, Jeremy. Though I have to agree with the judges. I think he killed it on both his runs. If JTB hadn't put those wheels off, it would have been, I think, definitely a close call. But that's not what happened. JTB had 2 wheels off, and Jeremy Lowe's leader on them was a pretty good run. Just enough to give him the win.
So this next battle is actually a battle of your former teammates.
Yeah, look at that.
You've got Ryan Turk, who's going to be leading in the Retax S13, who was your teammate over at Gardella Racing.
Yeah, last year Ryan drove Camaro, that's right.
And then Robbie Nishida in the Achilles Tire SC300, who was your teammate in the Hankook Tire team with Group S Dynamic Auto
Yeah,
Sport.
Robbie's one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet at a drift event. Awesome, down there.
Chernobyl was insane. Yeah, it was, but like
As long as I've been
the amount of people that actually died from Chernobyl are actually significantly less than those that die every single year with gas and coal.
time for all the guy.
The why argument I think is done with data centers. Yeah, because it's a closed loop system. Sorry, I've started an entire thing.
Very similar engine package to Zygo's, the crazy horsepower. And yeah, although he had a slow start this season, some issues, but Robbie has a really good from Thursday right up to today. He had a differential failure, I think, last night in practice, some sort of driveline problem.
Sorry to completely get off the rails here. It's just like I said, it's what I was thinking.
I mean, definitely making a lot more horsepower than Turk. In the Retax V8 S13, I mean, it's a mildly tuned V8, but Turk is usually pretty consistent, and he's so familiar with the S13.
Anyways, let's get on to drifting stuff. Do you guys have drifting questions as opposed to this whole debate? I love having this discussion with people. I really do. It's fascinating to me because we're living through a time that's so unprecedented, and we don't even know what the outcome is. We can guess, but we have no idea.
Difference between these two cars, Ryan Turk is definitely at home in the S13 chassis. Robbie Nishida, he's got some good experience in the SC. He's actually mentioned yesterday when I spoke with him that he's more familiar with the JCX chassis, the Chaser, but still Toyota.
I like that, Pee-wee, man. That's good. I use Claude and ChatGPT pretty regularly.
Being repaired, I think.
Thanks to Jeremy.
Yeah, it's the drifting dashboard that I made. There's no possible way I could ever have built that without using Claude.
The only guy I saw that was able to get the 2 outer clips on the infield.
I'm trying. The hard part is I'm on the road constantly. Unless I can find a streaming setup that is more road friendly, and we don't do these, and we could just do like a hangout and chat. I'm fine with that too.
Literally nobody could do it.
Do I know how many years James has left on his contract RTR? I don't actually.
Second outer clip during qualifying, and Turk did it. So.
Sorry, not sorry. I hate the standard AI YouTube thumbnail at the moment. Yeah, I need to work on that. You're 100% right. I should probably not be doing that. Should we jump ahead a little bit here? I'm gonna grab a coffee refill real quick, and then we'll check this. But if you guys have questions about drifting, let me know. We're at 25 people all the way. By the way, I'd love to get to 50. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe we'll do something cool at 50.
Hasn't been on the podium in a long time. I think the last podium he was on was actually here in 2010 in Seattle. He got a second place. There was a major crash on the bank in the Solstice.
That's right. That's right.
And Turk was never able to podium in that Camaro that he drove last year. He did well in it, got a top 4 and a top 8 finish, but never a podium. So looks like that Banner's just getting buttoned up. Everybody's jumping back in their vehicles. We're going to be drifting again here just in a few moments. Definitely another one of
There
the
you go.
great
See?
battles that we have in the top.
I think these
32.
graphics ended up looking
So we're
pretty
gonna cut to a quick commercial while we tie this up.
sick.
It's 5:30 a.m.
They do have commercials.
Got a car, a couple cameras. Gonna go have some fun.
Okay, we might have to watch this.
Closer. Here's the true test. Chris, let's see what you got.
This is pretty cool.
Drink NOS, now with Complex 6 for high performance energy.
Whatever Complex 6 is.
Focus. Find NOS at your nearest Dollar General store.
Do you feel there's a superior drifting chassis you think can handle all levels of track too?
So we're gonna be coming
S
back.
chassis, Z chassis.
The drift stream.
Yeah, like and subscribe. I appreciate that sub. That is actually a really cool commercial. We need more shit like that.
Two former teammates of Mr. Eric O'Sullivan
Yeah,
sitting next to
I'm
me.
not calling it, but
I don't think you're allowed to pick a winner.
No, but you know, it's definitely like two very different machines and two very different styles of driving. So
Turk, as the higher qualified driver, is going to be initiating first as the lead car. It looks like Robbie initiated almost at the exact same time. Here we go through the bank. Robbie taking a much higher line on the bank. Oh, big crash from Robbie Nishida. Turk's
Why do I
gonna
think
have
that
to
over the
ride out
vet or
rest
the
of his
8.6? Because you said all
run on
levels.
his own.
I think the vet is a little too big for
pressure,
grassroots,
not
and I think the
big.
8.6
Looks like he's
needs
able to keep drifting
a
the
bit more
entirety across the
work.
finish
I mean,
line.
maybe not. Maybe
Good for
I don't
Turk
know.
for being able to
that's just kind of where I'm at. I think the vet
knowing
is a
there's
little
no
too much
car
for
behind him.
grassroots or a learner. That's the only reason I didn't put the vet in there.
you know,
And it has a pretty big price jump when you want to get into some other stuff.
started to go wrong from Robbie at the start of the
8.6 though, I think we could lump in there as well.
big e-brake entry, and Turk just came in with the clutch and kicked it in there and pulled some distance. And I think Robbie was trying so hard to make up that distance that he gathered so much speed mid-bank that he just couldn't slow the thing down. So right here you can see Turk pull away. And like when you're in that chase car, you are just trying to catch that lead car as much as you can. But this is the problem with this track. I mean, it's definitely not as fast as it used to be at that point. You used to come around this bank and drop the gear.
If you guys haven't subbed yet, I think there's a few of you watching that haven't subbed. It'd be great if you did. One, I want to make sure my YouTube sub counter works and the widgets and all that stuff. That would be fantastic. I do have the merch code down below, save 20% if you are so inclined. I do have some more merch being produced right now, which is sick. Yeah, Z's beat everybody in Texas Street League. Yeah, it's just good at every level.
Not actually perfect circles. Do you know if
Yeah, the problem with the S15 is it's expensive and it wasn't available everywhere. That's why I would go with S13 or 14.
Obviously, when they race
Personally.
circle track cars, they're not up near the wall, so you know, the track design really is more focused on the middle to lower bank. When we run up by the wall, it is actually like two semicircles, I guess, meeting at a point. Yeah.
kind of like a football
So
shape?
it catches, yeah. You have to, you know, if you start high on Earth,
Yeah, E46 fits in there as well. It's also, I mean, I think that there's several. I just think that like there's not. I do think we're spoiled. We're spoiled for choice. We really are.
Let's look at the replay again. Like, you know, Turk was just doing its thing, good line.
Retax. I wonder if anybody ever got a Retax backpack.
What hurt him? He tried to scrub off some speed with some angle, but the rear bumper just caught it. And Turk actually did really good.
Can we talk about
on the yellow painted line
August
there.
30th? Yeah, got a drift day going August 30th. Some friends gonna be doing some lessons, which is kind of
On
cool.
that outside curve every time.
Pretty pumped. Ashley Adams, what's up? Yeah, pretty pumped to be able to do that. So there's a lady who I don't know if I'm like spoiling anything by saying what the whole deal is. Let me know. I don't want to spoil anything, but I get to do a private day that I'm hosting, which is the first time I've ever hosted one. I'm very, very excited about it. And I get to do some lessons, which is fantastic. I'm excited to get hopefully somebody else into drifting. So actually I'm prepping the car today to make sure it's ready to go, because I realized the alignment on my car is way off. So Jack Shanahan taught me a really cool trick, and we're going to use that to make sure everything is good to go.
You know, you saw Robbie out having a quick look at the cars. You can get on the radio, tell the guys what spares they need to have ready, and at least be as prepared as they can be to get working on it. And if it is bolt-on stuff, shock, lower control arm, knuckle, maybe they, you know, definitely could do that in 5 minutes. Get the car back together. So let's hope they can do that. But
All right, we can jump ahead a little bit.
With an accident like that, Robbie would have it all to do in his lead run. And like we said before, all you can do in your lead run is hope that speed, no problem with a turbo 4-cylinder.
Yep.
And that
See what we
was
got now.
really good year that it's definitely working, and it's great to see maybe the V8 dominance sort of deteriorating a little bit and giving everyone else a chance, you know.
No, so it's not. It's how Jack does the string alignments to make sure that everything is square. So it's like, you have to remember, like, people will throw toe plates on, but you can have the correct toe, but if it's shifted, then you're not actually in line with the front of the vehicle. So it's how to use string to ensure that you're actually properly in line with the front of the vehicle, which is cool.
Osbo's just dumping smoke on that big bank. Pretty big distance behind.
Does Premium have access to the dashboard? The Drift Announcer one? I usually post it up in the Discord. So I have some updates coming for Germany, so you'll be able to use that.
Pat Gooden's just substantially behind.
Do you feel like you have an advantage at grassroots driving being around FD guys? Maybe? I don't know. I've never thought about it.
I think a turning point for Freddie and this car. He obviously made it to the final.
I had never really thought about it that way. I think I have some advantage that I get to speak to them to understand some stuff, but I think at the end of the day, you're still driving. And at grassroots, like, it's just about how good of a driver you are. Is there better quality? Better quality stream? No. This is 360p. That is what we get. That is what we get. I don't know if that's what you're asking.
And as I said, he is looking so solid in this car. Not only this weekend, but since Atlanta when he got to that final, it was like a turning point. You know, Freddie looks so good, and the car is proven to be amazing.
And he's had the podium here last year.
Get some more pogs.
I know,
can I show you something cool?
They had that tragedy in Norway with the shooting. It was on the exact same weekend as we had Formula D Seattle. But he's definitely.
So I was given
over the last year. This car is pushing out a ton of horsepower.
Legitimate Pogs, old school Pogs from Ian, from the old Juan Wizard. I do have some more Pogs in development as well. We're gonna get those going. Oh, Pat Good and Freddie Osbo. I just passed over this.
Here we go. Pat Good's gonna be leading. Looks like they're going a lot slower than the last run.
Come on, Pat.
Osbo should stay close to him for most of the run. See Pat
I guess I can just tear this bag open. I'm trying to open it.
On the bank. That's going to be looked down upon from the judges. Osbo going to probably give him some room just in case, but remind him that he's still close. Only about a car length
I have.
between these two guys.
Look at these legitimate Pogs from back in the day. Out of the UK as well, if you want to get like super specific. So
overall, a pretty
real slammers, everything else. I might maybe we try and put these in some tear packs, so you have a chance at winning some like real Pogs in your order, which I think would be kind of cool. I do need more Pog ideas, so we could do that. I'm going to be doing some from this season, so you kind of get. My thought is like once all the rounds are over, is to do a run of each round's winners. And I can do Pog sheets as well. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in. But yeah, pretty pumped on this. I hope it's not going to rain because the G is completely uncovered right now. That sounds like thunder. I may have to run out and cover the car quick.
Moving on, beating Pat Gooden. Gooden supported by
laying that brown cloud down.
Osbo supported by ACT Clutch and Hankook Tire, as well as Motegi Wheels, all Driftstream sponsors.
Yeah, we've got a nice fat stack of Pogs. That's just one. I have like, so maybe we throw these in some orders. What do you guys think? I think that'd be kind of cool to like throw some legit ones in there.
Alex Lee, in his sophomore year, he drove a couple events last year in the same car. It's a Cressida. However, last year he had a 1JZ in it. This year
I could. The hard part is I can't sell liveries. Like I can't sell a product with some other vehicle's livery on it. That's kind of a copyright issue. So might be a bit of a problem. There is a chance I might have to run out really quick and cover my car up because the G is wide open right now. Give me 1 sec. Let me just double check. I heard some thunder, so I need to see.
Cotto's definitely looked very good running through the course in practice. Definitely a lot higher, a lot more tire smoke than what we've seen in previous years from Cotto. It looks a lot more comfortable, which definitely goes a long way at a track like this. So interesting to see what happens.
It's not raining right
Alex
now,
Lee knows his car
but
very well. He's driven it for
yeah.
several years. Cotto still
So we might be
developing
okay.
his
It's
car.
not raining right now, but there's a chance I may have to bail to go do that, just as a heads up.
Here's some cheers for some
Yeah, I think some
the
Serial
Serial 9
9
guys.
Large
yeah,
coffee
a lot
perk?
of CrossFit guys up
Yeah,
here. in,
Could, yeah. What do you want?
Northwest.
Like, what are you thinking for the large coffee perk that you guys get? Some OG pogs?
So Alex Lee, you know,
Fine with
from
that.
British Columbia, did some of the Drift Mania West events. That's how he earned his Formula D license. But here we go. Ryan Cotto's going to be leading. Alex Lee going to be giving chase. Coming into the first corner. Good initiation from both drivers. Neither car really has much.
Yeah, I may go just cover it up,
Alex
just
Lee slowly
to be
reeling in
safe, as you
Cotto,
said. Better safe
getting
than
in
sorry.
close. Here you see through the transition. Cotto's able to pull away a little bit, about 3 car lengths between the 2 cars.
There you go.
Neither driver really
You can
making
get
a major
pog tubes on the
mistake.
website as well. This one is an all iron one.
As I say
It's
that,
super-
Alex Lee
super
looks
sick.
a little bit
Kind of,
shallow.
Similar.
I'm gonna put those away for now. But okay, let's get back to the chat here.
I want to see you carry it right out to the outside, but see if it affects the score. Looking at the replay, I think he was a little bit hesitant on his initiation. He let Cotto go maybe a little too much, so he had a lot of work to do to reel him back in. But you know, he does good.
Cars with no liveries and you could paint them. That's a cool idea. I'm down for that. That's a cool idea.
He's on the power, but he's a shallower line into the infield, and then.
Yeah, the carbon tube one is sick. Like I said, this one is iron, which is awesome. I've been playing around with rusting the iron stuff. Like, it legitimately creates rust. I also now have some copper and brass filament I've been playing around with. So it's all for the scavenger hunt thing I've been building, which this is kind of like, I post a little bit on my socials about it, but it looks like November 13th is when we're going to do it.
Alex Lee's car looks a little bit odd. That car is right-hand drive.
So there's that's the plan right now.
Chaser, Cressida? Chaser
It's going to be
from
epic. I've been
JZX
putting
80,
way more time into it than I
81
should
front
have.
end on
But
it. So it's a little bit of a mismatched car.
I could do my
but
car. We could also do like,
very popular in Japan.
you know, members cars or something like that. We already kind of have that.
Daigo Saito
but-
and Robbie Nishida
they're
have a
missing
lot of
cars,
seat
they're
time
both
in those
JZX
cars.
chassis, yep.
So very capable chassis, definitely. Ryan Cotto in the 350.
It is Ryan Cotto.
Originally with the VK56 V8 motor, now paired to a Garrett turbocharger. So we're gonna be again rearrange those cameras, get that start line all
I
queued
can
up.
smell the rust from picking up that piece.
And we're
It's
gonna be
crazy that we
letting
can do
them
that.
rip here
I just
at
finished a
Evergreen Speedway
massive
in
iron
a few
piece.
moments.
So
Here we go. 5 LEDs on the
It could.
VLEDs
It could be a
start
perk.
line. Light up and go out. So here we go with Alex Lee's going to be leading. Ryan Cotto's going to be giving chase. Second run. Lee with a good initiation. A little bit shallower angle from Ryan Cotto. Lee's got some good smoke coming off his tires
ooh,
again.
there it is. Way missing that zone though.
Here we go through the transition in the power alley. Good opportunity for Cotto to get in close. You see him close that gap. Much closer gap between the 2 cars than what we saw when Lee was chasing.
I wonder what
Lee's
Seattle
had
look like
all
this
there a
year. I
little
know we're
bit.
doing it under the
Cotto
lights,
picking
which
up
is sick.
course.
So
I think there might be an advantage going to Cotto, but
if you
see
guys
what the judges.
haven't yet, I'm still trying to make sure that all of the notifications and stuff work. If you haven't become a member, I haven't plugged this at all yet, but highly recommend it. I'm sure anybody here who is a member can attest to it, that it is worth the 99 cents a month. Just the amount of videos extra that you get is wild. But if somebody wants to become a member, that would be great, because I want to see if the YouTube member thing is working correctly. Also, same thing with subs. If you're looking and you haven't subbed yet, greatly appreciated. Make sure the sub thing is working. We do have the discount up for the store. If you do want to buy some pogs, there is mystery packs that you can get. So
Unanimous decision. Ryan Cotto gets the win.
oh, thanks, Sauce. I didn't realize that.
Standings a little
That's
bit
good to know.
as He's currently in 17th, and Chelsea Denofa.
You guys are awesome.
Definitely got
Yeah, I
at least
basically
one
now,
win in hand.
like, I know I've got the Gettin's Garage thing. I may not even post anymore on that. I may just make
So,
everything
Up next on the schedule is Toshiki Yoshioka
everything that
versus
is not the
Angelo,
big videos,
qualified
members
third
videos,
in
and that's just how I'll run it. So
Very impressive.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the
0.2
fastest
millimeter.
guys.
Nice.
He's
It's worth it.
he
Hey,
just
every bit
nails
counts.
them straight away and fires into the bank like pretty much like nobody else.
It's cool to see the live counter, that updated graphic now. It like bumps up as people,
Unreal.
as you know, as more people join in. It like I don't know. It's cool.
He's gonna be one of the hardest guys to follow in here. I don't know if anyone can really match his speed. And like obviously qualifying third, he's got the line down.
The thunder rumbling was actually my neighbor's gigantic lawnmower. I was gonna call it a grass cutter.
Again, a packed house. It's still very early.
What are the chances
in the
FD
day.
comes back to Texas? I don't want to spoil it, but they won't be next year. So 100% chance they
About
won't be
4:15
coming back next year.
right
But
now.
after
We're
that, I
in a
don't know.
bit of a halftime break. Coming back at 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. What are those Pacific time? All kind of runs together for us here.
Definitely won't be
Track.
next year.
But again, a great facility to Evergreen. One of the tracks that's really embraced drifting. That's new owners come in last year, and this year we're definitely seeing the.
What else you guys got for questions? We're up to 28. I think we can hit 50. I think you guys are gonna have to help. But let's do. What do you want to do? Let's do something at 50. If we hit 50 people that display on the stream, what should we do? What do you guys think?
I know tomorrow there's going to be a drift day here tomorrow, so some of the FD guys are going to hang out. I know all the Drift Safari boys are here. They're going to hang out.
Hey, Mike Devine, what's up, buddy?
Drift day and hang out, burn some tires. So it's awesome that the Evergreen Speedway guys are
It's a cool future possibility to know. Mike, what's up, dude? I greatly appreciate it.
Even after FD, just hang out, shred tires, do 5 or 6 car trains. you
Okay,
know.
we have a member, but it didn't update
It's brought up
on the.
a
Oh,
lot of good drivers.
that's weird. It shows 0 to 10, but it shows 10%. So I have to work on that. Something's going on there.
We've seen
yeah.
Nishida crash already.
We go
but
for
I feel like the
100.
big one is still ahead. You know, we've
Yeah, this is definitely
Nah, my neighbors are sick. My neighbors are actually fantastic. I could not, honestly, could not ask for better neighbors. The one on the one side that's like closer to me, super great guy. Like our van broke down when I wasn't home. He came over to help my wife wrench on it. My wife did replaced all the power steering lines in her van by herself, mostly by herself. She couldn't tighten it down, but our neighbor came over. Other side, they stayed completely to themselves. Best neighbors ever. So
potentially.
I'm gonna have
in the top
to
16, both those
figure
guys
out
win their
why
top
this is
62
not
battle.
working
We could be going
correctly.
to one of the biggest rivalries
But
we've
thank you
seen
for the
in
membership.
season.
That's awesome.
But before we get that far,
Mike Devine, if you guys don't know, he is one of the most talented videographers and editors in drifting right now. So fantastic dude. Also has like crazy dream garage, like of cars. Fucking epic, absolutely epic.
Yeah, Yoshioka has some new power. After they built that car, it's got a VQ35 motor from the 350Z in it, not the SR20 or RB26 that a lot of the Japanese cars have. And then it was retuned with a new turbo setup after it came
Let me
back.
see if I can
from
get that
Jersey.
fixed.
It's pushing well.
Nah, dude, I'm not gonna stop it. You're fucking super cool.
700 pound-feet of torque. So that car's got, you know, the.
What are you up to today, man? Like, what are you doing hanging out watching this? Don't you have like, you know, NSX to detail or something?
So I'm not sure what the back and forth communication was, but looks like we're just about ready to go between the two cars. Here we
Hey,
go.
we're up to 30. Sick.
Some, issues with
Okay,
the
what are we doing
turbo.
at 50?
We're gonna do it the old
We doing a
school way,
giveaway?
right off of the hands. Toshiki
I'm
Yoshioka
happy
is
to
the
send
higher
out some
qualified
pogs.
driver. Qualified third is going to be leading. Tony Angelo qualified 30th is going to be giving chase. You see that power
Angelo
from
way
Angelo
behind.
pulling away from Tony
Whoa,
Angelo.
that's not
Wow,
gonna work.
Amazing angle from Yoshioka. Tony Angelo completely off the course. I think that was 4 wheels off. Yoshioka's going to finish out this course online with some good angle. Looked like Yoshioka dumped some extra angle. at the
Yoshioka, I
end of
don't
the
know that
bank
name.
Perhaps Tony Angelo wasn't prepared for.
Well,
Angelo almost got lost out there.
yeah, I mean that's.
Let's
give
pull
that
up
guy a pass.
Yoshioka.
it's
See
lovely that-
see who that
that's the final
is.
factor here. No, I don't think anyone's going to be able to hang with him if he can consistently do.
It's on my couch watching Nat Geo Egypt on my TV. This is on my laptop. Damn, I love me some Nat Geo. It's yeah, it is definitely like the definitely the go-to.
That's
Mike, do you do membership or how do you run your stuff? Just out of curiosity.
Looked like he
Awesome run.
scraped one of the banners off the
Yeah.
bank and
While
left
he
it
was-
in the power alley.
While he was on maximum angle and on the perfect line. I mean,
Wow.
that's just unreal with huge speed.
And it's insane how much the standard of driving has improved. There's still moments, but overall, I'd say the battles are a lot. Yeah, it's not even, to me, it's not even close. Like, it's always funny when people are like, oh, bring back drifting to like how it was and all this stuff. It's like, have you gone back and watched what it was like? Like, it's not bad. It's not that I dislike any of this, but the difference in what we've produced now is so substantial. It's so much better. It's so much better. Even 5 years ago, if you go back and watch drifting from 5 years ago and compare it to what we're doing now, it's almost unrecognizable.
I really don't think
Here's the
anyone
banner,
could have matched
and
that.
there it goes.
Used to want to wrench on cars and stuff on the weekends, but I just feel like relaxing. Yeah, I hear you, dude. You've had a crazy editing workload right now, so I get it. You deserve the break, man.
You drove here, I think it was 2010. You were following.
RSR livery is pretty sick.
He came off that bank and dumped a ton of angle.
I got to meet the RSR people. I had no idea who they were. I think it was in Orlando. I didn't even know who they were. Castro introduced me, and I'm like, oh my god.
Very hard to, visually, when you're leading, it's hard enough to
Toshiki.
see where your flipping point is.
All right,
and
let's see if I
follow
can
it.
pull up
It's
some
really difficult to
Toshiki
figure out where
stuff.
You've got to slow down, and that's definitely
All
one of
drivers.
the hardest parts of this track is getting off the bank cleanly, keeping some proximity without hitting someone or letting them go too far. It's just you're coming around there so fast, everything is happening so fast that it's hard to put it all.
19 events, 1 win, 2 podiums.
Faster than Yoshioka, and Tony just. There's not many people that can match that anyway. But Tony was having a hard
First
time.
in Las Vegas in 2008, third in Atlanta in 2011.
Of course, Tony
Damn.
Angelo driving that rear-wheel drive converted Scion TC, formerly powered by.
I do wish
or piloted
someone
by
would put
Pete.
together a
So
spec
that's
series
kinda the
comp with
hand-me-down
all
part
type
for
of
Tony.
drivers DM.
Step down
Yeah,
to
I think
the
so. Well, so the issue with a full spec series is like you would need some sort of investment to either buy all the cars or some brand to like jump in, like Nissan or BMW or Toyota, to provide all the cars. That's the issue.
pretty decently overall, still getting
I would love to see a vintage series where like it's all these old cars, whatever ones are still laying around. But a lot of them are gone now, unfortunately.
Making good power again, and but had a transmission issue on Thursday, I think it was. I saw him taking 20 out of the car, so hasn't been the easiest of weekends for him. Looks like we got a slight delay going on the start line right now, so
Not sure what's going on here. We got three more battles. Half
Yeah,
of one,
Max
three more
Cerrito's
one,
RSR
another half
was,
of the
or
one.
yeah, RSR was sick.
Come together.
Here's my hot
So,
take.
more than
Pro,
halfway
I like the tire rule where we're at.
we have
Don't
a
change
quick
anything.
halftime break.
Pro
We'll have
spec,
some
I like the
breaks
tire rule
also
we're at. Don't change
to
anything.
talk about
Pro
this
Am,
weekend.
235 max. Every Pro Am in America, 235 max. That's what it should be.
Achilles tire.
That's what I think
Olympic
it should be.
tire, Nitto tire, Kenda tire, Nexon tire, and Yokohama tire. So we're here now. Robbie Nishida is going to be unable to move on.
Yeah, he
So Ryan
smoked this
Turk
car.
will get the win. Ryan
Turkey
Turk
bird.
racing against Jeremy Lowe. If you're keeping track at home. So unfortunate that Nishida was forced to retire from the crash. But again, I feel like that big one's still ahead of us here. Eric, you spent some time with
Tires.
Turk as your teammate. What do you think about him as a driver, especially this weekend? I feel like he's
Air Force been around a hot minute.
This weekend overall.
yeah, no, Turk, awesome driver. He has definitely a very different style to me anyway, but he just he flicks the car around a lot,
Yeah, I think Pro Ams need to be wrangled in. I think FD needs to have more oversight and set a stricter rule set for Pro Ams personally. I've watched 235 events and they're great. They really are. And it's awesome.
On Max Tires, of course, which was tire. He got that second place in the on
Yeah, it should be. It's just the hard part is like people think FD is massive, and it's really not. Like it's what I think maybe 10 full-time people, if that are running the entire thing, and then it's not as big as a lot of people think. But I agree. I think Pro Am should be 235, Pro Spec 255, Pro the power to weight ratio that we have now.
We're up here at the top to see the
Keep it all
NASCAR
200
championship.
treadwear, and that's how you build it out.
The guys in that booth over there, that's the judges right above the E and Evergreen.
Yeah, I think, three more.
So
It's funny we can hear
couple
the
of open seats up there. That's
the
actually
walkie-talkie in the
spotters area,
background.
So sometimes some of the teams leave that area after their runs in top 32 to start wrenching on the car.
Yeah, I get it too that they don't want to micromanage them, but at some point we have to figure it out. The other part too is we have so many drivers in Pro Spec. We have a lot, and
Great sunny weather
I
here in
think
the Northwest.
I think it needs to just like we're gonna have to start relegating drivers. I would like to see potentially 40 full-time drivers in Pro. I would be okay with that. If that means pushing some drivers up from Pro Spec into Pro, I would be okay with that. Or introducing wildcards, I would definitely be okay with that. I would like to see every event have 40. So maybe it's 36 full-time Pro drivers, 4 wildcards per event. I would like to see maybe a similar amount for Pro Spec. Seating, I'm okay with seating in Pro Spec. And then Pro-Am, but it's a relegation thing. That if you are below 32 in Pro, you get relegated down to Pro Spec. That's how it is. I would also be cool if Pro Spec ran all 8 rounds, but it was divided between East Coast and West Coast. I don't think that'll happen because you can't fit more people in Orlando. You just can't. So Road Legal Series would be interesting. I don't think it should be a part of this, though.
Cars left the line at about the same time.
I noticed that we do actually have a pace cone this weekend, which is something we haven't used in FD in a while, but
we do. We have enough drivers for 32, but there's been so many situations that have popped up that are kind of outside of what we thought it was going to be, right? Who would have thought Diego Higa wasn't going to do a full season? Manoa, for sure, we kind of knew that one. Federico Sharifo backing up, we didn't know that was going to happen. Like that's part of the issue. I believe that at one point there was a sort of East Coast versus West Coast Pro-Am thing, but I can't really remember.
In the drivers meeting, again, there's that cone right between where it says Evergreen and Speedway on the straight.
The hard part is for the weekend, it becomes a bit of a nightmare, right? Like it's just tough. I get it. It would be kind of neat, but like, are those drivers going to have enough? Are they going to be able to make that jump up to it, or is it just a waste of lap time? I don't know. They did have Pro 2 at OSW, and I was there for it. It was a nightmare. There was like less than 0 room. It was an absolute nightmare to get that many people in, and we had parking trailers on the grass. We had no activation space for anybody. It generally sucked. It was not fun.
Definitely a lot closer to Angelo than when Angelo was chasing Yoshioka. Angelo finishes out the line. Yoshioka not far behind him.
I'm hearing more thunder. I'm going to step away for like 2 or 3 minutes to go throw the cover on the car really quick, okay? So I'll be right back, I swear, but I have to do that.
Tony, plenty of space in the bank, doesn't want to mess himself up. Like, huge gap, in fact. Tony tags the wall, starts dragging the bumper almost straight away, which is pretty cool. But Yoshioka just starts to reel him in. Tony's a really shallow line coming off into the infield. So Yoshioka, all he can do is follow Tony in there, and a pretty shallow line. Good, clean, smooth run by Yoshioka behind Tony for the infield. But I think the damage was done on the first run, really. Tony going completely off course. Yoshioka was just, going through the motions. Nice safe run, nothing major. Should be enough to get him through to top 16.
Yeah, so one of the things that is being mentioned is that as they cross the finish line, Yoshioka was kind of doing a rolling burnout, didn't have a lot of angle in the front wheels, and that's something that was talked about as being either understeer or drifting straight and potentially a 0 in tandem. So we'll see what the judges say. But I think a decision has been made. Looks like it was unanimous. So despite that rolling burnout crossing the finish line, the win is going to be handed to Toshiki Yoshioka. So Yoshioka will be moving on. So we're asking for a replay over here. Thought I saw the judges had made a decision. Maybe I was just imagining things.
Yeah, well, it seems pretty clear cut to me, so I'm not sure what exactly they want to look at.
So one of the things that was also brought up is the hood, hatch, or doors opening up. The boot, the bonnet, and the doors.
Yeah, right.
But,
Which Tony did in Wall. The hatch and that sign came out in Wall.
And Atlanta as well.
Right.
Had that hatch fly up to kind of caught Conrad Grunwald off guard. So, but nothing about bumpers falling off.
No, and of course all of that is only if without contact. If completely by itself your door starts open or trunk opens, then that's you're going to get awarded 0. But you know, we see bumpers flying regularly, so I don't think that's a huge issue, especially when you got this wall here at Evergreen.
So we're just waiting for the judges to figure it out. Looks like they're trying to get another replay. I think this is a great time to thank our sponsors, Universal Technical Institute, Enki Wheels, GoPro Cameras, Garrett Turbos, Motegi Wheels, U.S. Air Force, Discount Tire, and Juku Racing and ACT Clutch. Also want to thank our tire sponsors, Nitto Tire, Hankook Tire, Achilles Tire, Yokohama Tire, Nexen Tire, and Kenda Tire. I think we're going to be going to a quick commercial break.
Couldn't have timed that out any better because it just started raining as soon as I got out there. Like literally as soon as I did. Holy crap, I missed a bunch of messages here. Are we in halftime already? Ooh, okay. We're just on commercial. Looks like it.
In the middle of Evergreen Speedway.
There we go. We're back.
Gucci is sitting in 12th place. Moen is in 11th place. So Moen's actually sitting higher than Gucci in the points entering this weekend.
All right. Yeah, I literally walked out and it just started pouring rain.
He has 196.5 points.
Let's see if we can refresh this.
Moen in that
refresh the member goal.
Of Tanner Faust, former 350Z that flew the Rockstar livery with AEM Top Locus
that
Racing.
is sideways. That was no good. Label it. Come on, Jacob.
Shipped over to
You know
Norway,
better.
drove it over there, and decided to bring it
Too
back.
far.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Too.
With Dave out of DMGP, first of all, it's not DMGP anymore. It is not DMGP. It is not DME. EC. It is just DM. Just to let you know. Just not trying to sound like a dick. It's a very common mistake. Don't worry about it. At the end of the season, hoping you'll be back for Drift Masters next year. As far as I know, I'm back. Dave said he has no interest in coming back in the booth, so you're good there. I think it could be interesting having 3 of us, but it may be a bit too much. I do like the cadence of 2. I think in a slower event like a Pro-Am, 3 is actually better. But how fast Drift Masters is 2 is more than sufficient.
Yeah, he didn't get very far, that's for sure.
I do love hearing the radio in this. Dave's just stepping away from Drift Masters. Basically, he came up with like it doesn't make sense. They're losing money hand over fist doing it. And I think he's realized like he's only going to be so competitive.
Top 16 and was able to make a podium. So.
Thanks, Sauce.
I know those guys were over at the Gatpills Festival this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. For a longer event with less action, more people is better. But for what we're doing, this is just how it is. So.
He's a new super and his old super that he both had big mechanical problems with, so he didn't have too much fun. But by all accounts, it was a great event.
Looking back at the start, you can see that Gucci's got 2 or 3 car lengths within the first 100 feet off the line. So Moen stopped right away, which meant that we're going to do a restart. So we're going to be going back. Restarting this, Gucci is the higher qualified driver. He qualified 14th. Moen qualified 19th. A difference of, I believe, 4 qualifying points overall. Both drivers had scores in the 80s. So not a big difference in horsepower. Moen gonna have to wait for Gucci to catch up to him. Here we go on the bank. This is the part that counts the most. Gucci got a little bit higher line on the bank. Moen not far behind him. Some good angle for both drivers coming off the exit of the bank. Back through the power alley. Moen takes a little bit more shallow angle. Shallower line to
Any
try and
Moen?
catch up to Gucci. Really tight on that
If
clip,
drift
that
became an
final
Olympic
clip across
sport
the line.
and you
Good
drive
smoke
spec
coming
cars and you
from
drive
Moen
for your
Tyler.
country, who is on the
He's,
podium?
privateer buying Falcon
Uh,
Wow,
man.
he is on Hankook tires.
That's tough.
Let's go to the replay. See this
I
game
still
go.
think it would be right now Ireland and probably Ireland and Poland.
This time they wait for Ken. Back in behind him, but you know.
I think Connor's safe. I think Connor will
really thought Kenneth was gonna
find
make
a
contact,
spot
came in
without
so
the
hot,
Drift Games team.
put on
I really
the
do.
angle and was able to save it, and really awesome coming off the bank, so close to Gucci, but Ken runs it right out to the wall. The line that judges want to see, and Kenneth is quite shallow, unfortunately. He's way in on the inside clip, right the whole way around the corner. Finishes with good proximity to Ken, but I think predominantly there that his shallower line on the infield that could hurt his score right now. They were pretty even.
Dean Oz behind him is my first thought. Yeah.
It may be a bit of a
Yeah, I think there's a lot that you have to account for in something like that. So
definitely something
that's just kind of how I see it.
On the bank, and especially on the
Goal
bank,
settings.
hardest thing to
I
get
wish you
right.
could edit a goal while we're doing it.
Contact's gonna be made, he saved it with a ton of angle.
Title.
Got back on the power and you know, came into the first power alley section of the infield right on Ken, but Ken was able to carry his speed out to the wall and have a slightly better outside line. So not much in it, you know, no major errors by either driver, just came down to a line difference. And we'll have to see what the
There you
drift
go.
is, but because Ken, of course, did as effectively.
I think America would make the top 8. I think there's a lot of great drivers coming up, to be honest.
that is
There's a lot of solid drivers, but once again, depends on the chassis, depends on the track, it depends on a lot of different things.
Once you start a tandem run, you're not able to finish it until both
I see
runs
Ken,
are completed. But
What is Gucci missing in modern day? He's been so solid in the midfield for so long.
I would say he's probably going to maybe he's not going to be allowed to change.
yeah,
That's I mean,
see how that's ruled because
I think
Ken did finish
what
the
we're
course,
starting
but
to see now with some of the older drivers is not
we're staring at that
being able to
orange
adapt to
cone,
what
that
modern
ominous
drifting is
orange
now.
cone right now.
I also think that your reflexes and your instincts and the amount of hesitation you have changes a lot as you get older. I think that's just what it is. Like we have to face the fact that like you've got drivers who are super young and super aggressive. I immediately think of Adam and Cole, right? Very young, very aggressive. They do some crazy stuff. The Shanahans as well. And then they're willing to just write off a car at any time. Whereas Ken has so much tied into it that like he knows how much work goes into it. And if you are not willing to risk the entire build and have to rebuild your car before the next battle, you're not going to drive at the top level. That's just how I see it.
Again, Jacob Leviton, Eric O'Sullivan, we're your Drift Stream pair for the top 32. So thanks for watching. Tell your friends.
All right, do we jump ahead into top 16? What do you guys think?
Pick up some sweet swag. How's everything been going for you over in New Jersey? I know you're enjoying the States compared to Ireland,
It's
yeah?
been really, really hot.
I got no money to pay Denofa to come back. But I do think if Denofa came back, he would still be absurdly competitive.
As much drifting as I can up at E-Town where all the Club Loose guys had it East Coast Bash a couple weeks ago. It was, like I said, best weekend drifting I've ever been a part of. Just such a good time. A lot of awesome people.
Look at UNO in D1GP, can't hang. Yeah. It's just age is a thing. Like we just it sucks, but like I think we just need to be fully aware of it. What is this?
Definitely in the
Are
US.
these all replays?
It's got so big, and it's so much fun, you know.
Do they just rerun the event during?
Boys over here to take part in it 'cause it's just like nothing we have back home, you know. The facility is awesome. You can run 2 tracks, so 2 separate.
What's up, Janice?
Where we can link it all together and just smoke the whole place out. I mean,
I think it's right around.
a very similar format to Formula D.
So we're
Okay, is the other
back
half
on
of
the
it?
Drift Stream.
How long have we been alive? Live? An hour and 45 minutes. So
Looks like Ken
I'll probably
Gucci
cap it around
is
3
able to go
hours or
back
about
to the
halfway
line
through. We'll see how much we
after
get through
a quick
here.
Tire change. So normally you are not allowed to change tires until you run 2 runs because of the missed flag by Gucci. he was allowed to change tires since he did go through 2 runs.
This
on the
looks like
same
it's
set of
all like
tires.
hangout and stuff. We'll have to
This is
figure
the
out
second half of the battle between
what
Gucci
happens
and,
from here.
Moen. I think a guy named Ken's gonna win this one. Not sure whether it's Kenny or
That's
Ken,
a
but
definite possibility.
one of those guys is gonna be winning. Here we go. Moen's gonna be leading this time. Gucci's gonna be giving chase. Here we go with Moen initiating into the bank. Up on the line, you can see him. See
I
those
love the stream
banners
quality.
shaking. He's definitely got the higher line from Kenny Moen. Ooh, at least one tire.
I mean,
off.
we
We'll
have the
to check that
FIA
later.
Cup, but like,
Through the power alley, shallow
people
line
are
info
not-
from Gucci, but
you know, that's as
little
close
bit
to the
closer
Olympics as we
proximity
have,
like
and
Moen
people are
ran
just are not
earlier.
heading out to it.
Out towards
It's
the
just
wall,
whatever locals are there.
crossing the
It would be
finish line,
interesting to
gets
see the
Moen.
FIA Cup
So I
come
think
to
this may
America
come down
and
to
see what that looks like,
that
but that's just
tire
me.
that was dropped
I mean,
by Moen.
Oh, damn sauce. All right,
carrying
have a good night.
crazy speed. Look at
That's
this.
super early.
This is,
Thank you for hanging out. I really
pretty much,
appreciate it.
How you run the bank here. He's so high. And
Ruby?
You can see it because just as you get high, you'll see what looks like black smoke, but it's actually all the rubber up there, all the marbles going flying out from behind the car.
Oh yeah, I got
Run
caught in the
bank up.
marbles.
Now, I'm not sure which line we're seeing on the drift stream.
Yeah,
because
it's
there is
hard
2
to
lines
tell
there,
exactly
and I'm not
what's
sure if
going
we're
on.
seeing the inner or the newer outer one that they put in, but Kenneth with another like great line out nice and wide, and Gucci
Amazing
very similar
angle.
to what Kenneth did in his chase run, shallowing up, you know. And like I
Yeah,
said,
no, but I agree. The
obviously
FIA
back.
Cup
Well,
feels like a
line,
very
out,
missed
out, out,
opportunity.
2 outer clips.
It should be bigger than it is. It really, really should. The drifting has been really good there, but no one is willing to ship their car overseas to compete.
Go back through the replay
Right, so, like,
again.
how do
Definitely
we-
wanna see that the line.
Kenneth's
It's
wings
just,
almost tearing up that
yeah,
end.
it's tough.
But
I
don't
wish
know.
it was bigger. I really do.
Here we go. This is Moen leading, so that is definitely one tire.
Is that the inner
That's
or
the outside
no,
line.
'cause look,
This is inner.
Imagine trying to figure out 2 wheels off,
You know what? You're
like with
I think 'cause
just
the-
these
what
camera
happened
angles.
to our
What a
track
nightmare.
layout was there,
What a
they
nightmare.
added, I'd say 3 feet of semicircular line over a space of 50 feet, and I'm not sure what we're seeing.
But like, even look at the line
Ken
driving, how
Gucci
different it
gets
is.
the win. Unanimous decision. Gucci will be moving on. I think even if it was only one tire, I think that might have been enough of a deduction.
Do you think there'd be an asterisk on somebody's championship if they won because of a little bit of points they gained at Indy compared to nobody else getting to run due to the weather?
The next
No,
matchup
I don't think so.
is
Rules are
Terranova
rules.
NorCal
You would have to do that
drivers.
with
Conrad
everything then.
Griswold on the right,
Like
Tony
you'd have to do that with
Socapa
like
on the
people
left.
winning because someone didn't get a timeout or
So
someone, you know, some sort of tie. Like,
Racing
no,
style.
I don't think so.
Check the drivers and away they go. Grunwald's going to be leading as the higher qualified driver. Qualified
It'd be like,
22.
oh, is there an asterisk because someone ran Achilles back in the day?
Qualified
right?
27. So Grunwald a little bit lower on the bank than Braco-Yapa. Tony B sacrificing a little bit of angle to create that proximity that the drivers want to see. Door-to-door action is what we like to see here in Formula D. And Tony B is trying to dial it in.
Tony B.
Looked like he lost some angle there. Conrad swinging it out to the wall, finishes the course with some good.
Yeah, no one got top 32. So Tony Hawk, how long you been here?
Conrad, a little bit
Just noticed you
shakier
coming
run
in.
for
Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Long time no
very
see.
good qualifying lead run, you know.
I know I need to do more of these
Really good
streams, but
line,
we'll see.
and nice on the bank. Like Tony is
I may set it
next
up on my
for a fact.
laptop
We've seen a lot
and
of
like
work
find a
done
spot in an
definitely
airport to do it, but it's
you
weird
know,
to just.
making some corrections.
Is it weird?
Conrad
I don't know if
look
it's
there,
weird.
look at
It
this,
feels
nice
weird,
out, nice
but I could do
goes
it.
wide into the infield, but Conrad runs out the other clip, nice and clean. Tony is
I think there's some asterisks in sports, like Barry Bonds in baseball. Could put an asterisk there.
But yeah, almost came to a stop. But I think,
I think there's an asterisk if somebody is cheating. There should always be an asterisk.
Nailed it. But great run by Conrad.
Mainly
Almost
lurking.
pretty much, you
That's
know, and,
funny.
Tony had a few corrections and definitely lost momentum down there.
seen a good pony car battle. The Mustang on the right from Tony B against the Camaro on the left from Conrad Grunwald. When we think of Mustang drivers and Camaro drivers, probably not the first two drivers that come to mind.
Hey, thank you.
Definitely two guys are familiar. with
Appreciate the
each other,
sub.
Both hailing from the NorCal
feel like I need to
area,
move
both
this
driving instructors
down
on
a little bit
racetrack,
more.
So
I'll have to get those
They,
sub widgets updated as well.
a little bit more familiar than the rest of the field, that's for sure. But here we go with the second half of the battle. Tony B is going to be leading. Conrad's going to be giving chase. Tony B with a little bit better initiation this time than last time. Staying high on the bank. Making those Yokohama tires squeal. Here we go, coming down off the bank.
Yeah, if rules aren't correctly
Tire on
followed,
the
I
line,
think there's
but
an
he's able
asterisk.
to stay inside the line. Conrad sucking into him. A little more gap from Tony B. Back around that inside clip, out to the wall. Some good smoke. I think that was a pretty decent set of runs from Conrad. I think Conrad probably
Like,
had
does
the
Verstappen's
advantage.
2021 championship have an asterisk because the race director broke the rules?
But, you know, his chase run might be what hurts him here.
I don't know.
Conrad was
I don't know.
really good on the chase, but
But how many other things happened that season that could have affected the same amount of points, right?
And,
Like, we look at one moment,
awesome. Like, there's their tire.
but there were so many moments that happened before that.
Want to see, you know, and it's so hard to do because
What's up,
it's
Joe?
hard to-
My knees hurt. My knees hurt in general, but I know what you're saying.
Is, you know, not putting too much pressure on Tony, but he's there or thereabouts, and a good, clean, smooth run as opposed to Tony B's chase run, which I think is probably what's going to be the deciding factor here. You know, no huge mistakes, but definitely some corrections in the bank from Tony, and you know, a definite loss of speed and momentum in the infield. So we will see what the judges have to say.
It's good for our knees to hurt, though, you know? My opinion, yes, partially because we were robbed of a banger
drivers
finish to
gonna
a
wait for
championship.
decisions,
I don't know.
judges
I would
trying to
argue it was
figure out what
it was a
happened.
banger finish to a championship. That
Again, both
was nuts.
both
but I
runs
know what you're
are
getting at.
judged as a whole. We used to have a system where an advantage was given after one run, but we saw that some drivers weren't pushing as hard on the second run if they knew they had an advantage. So we moved away from that. Now both drivers are given an opportunity to lead and an opportunity to follow, and judged on the overall.
Yeah,
second run. So
I know what you're getting at,
a
Ruby.
winner is decided. Conrad Grunwald's going to get the win. I have to say, I think we both.
I think you'd have to
agree
look
that
over the
was
entire
probably
season for the
right
Max
decision.
issue and then truly decide at that point in time.
Himself in his chase run, unfortunately. But good to see him running strong. You know, it's that new
Hey,
Max
there's
setup
Dago.
on Yokohama tires. It's definitely coming together as the season progresses. And
Yeah, I agree. It was super cool to have a whole bunch of different chassis. It's just like as competition continues, though, people want to win. So you start going to what is winning.
Right. Daigo
But I
Saito
agree.
On the left is the former D1 champion from Japan. Darren McNamara, the former Pro Drift champion from Ireland.
This is actually, this would be
Very familiar
a
with
sick
Eric.
battle.
yeah, and I had a good chat with Darren yesterday actually about this car. You know, the S15 chassis is definitely one of the nicest cars to drive. Good wheelbase, good balance, but he doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower. It's a very mildly tuned LS motor. Of course, the all Daigo's pushing big power, so it's going to be very interesting.
Here you go. Darren was the higher qualified driver, so he's going to be initiating. Daigo's been struggling all weekend, trying to get used to this banking. A good high run. Oh, Darren into the wall. Continues on the track. Wow. That was a major mistake.
Do you think they'll
from
ever
Darren
allow? I do think
McNamara
at some
to try
point
to
FD will have to,
this
or
run
drifting in
out.
general will have to have
But definitely a
full
mistake that Darren's gonna
roll,
wanna have
like,
back because he
two
had a
built
good run
chassis.
going up
It's
till he
gonna
tagged the
have to
wall and
happen.
lost drift.
Yeah,
I would love to see an unlimited class that runs an FD, even if it is only 4 cars. I would be completely fine with that.
In the car, and although it's definitely down on power in comparison to Daigo, you know, being comfortable often is more important in this sport, so that you can adjust to everything that's going on around you. But Daigo's little few corrections on the bank, but Darren just comes in. I think scrubbing off the speed with angle obviously was a little too much, and not, you know, it doesn't even take the bumper off, not a huge impact, but enough to affect his line definitely. And
Yeah, major deduction.
Daigo's,
Probably
yeah.
not a 0 unless they deem the 2 tires off to be a 0.
You know, if you you know, when you got someone like Daigo Saito behind you, he's just going to take full advantage of something like that, and he just
Yeah, the
nailed it.
DMAC interview
Not behind
was
Darren as soon as
one of my favorite of all time. And we could have kept, we talked for an hour before and an hour after that episode.
Yeah.
and not very comfortable, so who knows?
This chassis that
nuts.
Darren McNamara is driving is kind of been around a little bit. Started as Dai Yoshihara's Rockstar chassis, and then went over to the Falcon Tire Camp, was driven by Calvin Wan, was driven by James Dean, another Irishman,
Hey, there you go.
driven by Darren McNamara, I believe 2 years ago in Vegas for one event. So, and as you mentioned, it was V8 powered now. Daigo Saito's going to be leading the TJZ power. Big turbo by Garrett. Tons of smoke coming off that car. Daigo really is getting the hang of this banking now. And Darren's going to try and catch up. Put some pressure on Daigo. Hope he makes a mistake because he's definitely got a lot to overcome in that first lead run. Good proximity from Darren.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I don't disagree. It would become more of a spec series, but like F1, NASCAR, rally, Indy, Top Fuel drag racing, like those are all essentially spec series,
Trying his best.
right?
I mean,
Those are the top levels, but they're basically all spec series.
Give Daigo a bit of an advantage, pulls away, and like I said, Darren is massively on power in comparison and is trying his best to catch up. But towards the end of the course, does a really good job. Like Darren is super aggressive driver.
What's up, Strap?
As you see here through the infield,
Good seeing you here, buddy.
That's all he can do, really. All he can do is put as much pressure on Daigo. Hope he makes a mistake, but like you said, Daigo seems to have got it together from a really rough and sketchy.
Yeah, it's a super good event to watch back. It's been, I mean, the nostalgia is real. Even though I probably never watched this live.
Daigo Saito got the win there, setting up a very interesting top 16 battle, a rematch with Conrad Grunwald. So
yeah, I didn't want to say much about it because I was, in my heart, I was hoping D-Mac would get through and face Conrad, but it looks like we're going to have a rematch.
Oh man, so our top 16 is set. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Let's run down the matchups. First, you're going to see Vaughn Gittin Jr. up against Mike Essa. Second matchup is going to be Walker Wilkerson up against Matt Powers, pair of V8 S13s. Then Jonathan Castro will
What happens during the halftime? Do we get the top 16? Or we're not going to get it?
Yoshihara, his former teammate.
I don't think we're going to get it, so we'll have to figure out what we're doing after this. If maybe the second half of it is around.
Facing Ryan Kato. Toshiki Yoshioka will be up against.
Yeah, he's Darren's one of the best minds in drifting. Period.
Missed
so.
any of those runs yet before? Go to Justin.tv/driftstream.
Justin.tv.
Conrad Grunwald versus Daigo Saito. There are usually 4 or 5 videos to watch because they've gone one more time, 2 or 3 times in each of the last 2 events. In New Jersey, it was a great battle.
Definitely something I'm looking forward to. Talk about a grudge match. I mean, I think Conrad was absolutely robbed in Jersey, to be honest with you, you know. So he definitely is going to want to win, and you know, I'm sure he feels he deserves it. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Daigo certainly picked up his pace. But definitely one of the highlights, top 16.
So for those of you keeping track, it's about 5:05 local time Pacific. We're going to be coming back at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. So in an hour and a half, we're going to have our opening ceremonies, and then we are going to be moving into the top 16. Stay tuned. We're going to have a couple quick.
Okay, so I don't think the top 16 is here.
A halftime show.
So let's see if we can find it. Maybe we can watch the rest. I don't think it's here. Do you guys want to watch something else that's on here? What is there? Media Day, qualifying, Long Beach. Okay, based on what's on screen right now, what would you guys want to watch? After Dark Vegas from 13 years ago, or Long Beach, Motegi Super Drift, Orlando 2018? What do you guys think? Kind of 3D printing. Print an intake for my car now. Do you recycle old plastic or no of a good option? I just put it in the recycling. There's not a lot of good options, to be perfectly honest. Silicone molds and like it into the silicone mold, that is also an option. But Vegas, we got 1 vote for Vegas. What else do you guys think? Or if there's a live event that's going on, we could tune that in. I want to know what you guys think. So it's 2070 y'all in here. So let's get some thoughts going. Drop in the comments. What do you guys want to watch next? Vegas seems like a good option. I don't think the chat's that far behind. Come on, peeps. Whip out them keyboards. Let me know. Wall. I do like Wall. We have Vegas coming up. Where did we see? Did we see Wall down here? Atlanta. This is 2018 Wall qualifying. Wall main event. Between Vegas and Wall right now. 2012 Wall. I don't know if that's on. It's just what's on here. So I don't know if I want to necessarily go through clips. That's the thing. I appreciate that though. Wall? Okay, we're getting Wall. Okay, where was that? Vegas. Super Drift, Orlando, Atlanta, Wall qualifying. I'm going to say main event is what we want, right? Damn, we could leave the live chat up and see what that's like. Oof. Forza Motorsport 7.
The bracket are just looking phenomenal.
Just rattle off some of these. We got Frederick Osbo.
That looks more like Jared than it did.
Forrest Wang versus Dean Carney. And coincidentally, Dean Carney is renting a car from Forrest Wang. So what might look like two Forrest setup that he's run for some time. And I know he sent a shout out. I guess he had some issues with the vehicle.
I've been through enough FT chats to know I don't need that today. That's great.
For him.
I was gonna say Alaconadale combo, and this now feels more like the FD I was watching.
Change the livery every
No, I don't think it was less toxic back then.
Major door sponsor every round of competition. Alaconadale will lead, just eking out Kyle Mohan in that 16th position compared to
Sound, yo, bets.
Well, let's officially turn and burn here. Talk about the tires here.
There you go. There's some more volume.
The 100th ever round of the Formula Drift
100th
Championship.
round. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Celebrating 15 years of the Formula Drift Championship. All right, so Alaconadale out front. Kyle Mohan in the chase position. Here we go, fellas. Honordale ripping into that outer zone. Honordale really high on the bank. Kyle Mohan a little lower on the bank.
God, wall was sick.
Kyle Mohan, wrong side of that clipping point, unfortunately for him. Now regains it.
Yeah, it's super cool how far we've come.
Nice job by Honordale.
Can you imagine this layout in Orlando, though?
Final front flip. And rounding it out.
Yeah, I don't even know if Alec has a car anymore,
And
to be
Mohan
honest.
spins again. Mohan on the wrong side of
As sad as
front
that is, I
clipping
don't
point,
even know if
Ryan.
he's
Let's take a look at this here again.
Yeah, it happened so fast. We'll want to go back and take a look at it, but he definitely was clearly on the inside of clip number 1. You can see Honordale starts off nice and high on the bank. Mohan a little bit lower here. Now watch as Mohan comes down. He transitions through the smoke. Look where he's pointed. He's right there. He's on the inside of that clip. Now that's going to be the biggest mistake that we've seen overall in the run, because he's able to maintain decent proximity here, trying to match Alec as they head through this section of the course. You can see just how much smoke these guys are laying down. You have to get the camera shots in front of the smoke line, and then when you cross back over, it does still have some
I
complications.
think we got
so both drivers now finishing up their runs.
updated alert box
Obviously,
stuff
Kyle will
too,
be
which
at
is
a
cool. It's probably the
deficit
sound
here,
you heard.
and have to try to make that up in run number 2 as he'll take the lead.
Refresh the cache. I don't know what other alerts we can get from alert
All right,
box.
little nitrous there being sprayed.
We got donation,
Kyle Mohan,
cheers,
American
YouTube super
Ethanol,
chat. Don't
Mazda
super
Tricks,
chat. I don't
Nexen
like that.
Tires, Mazda
Membership,
MX-5,
subscription.
Top Oil,
Is anybody who
right
hasn't
through the
subbed yet?
veins.
I just want to see what this alert box looks like.
Both these
'Cause
guys
I actually
on
have
Nexen Tires.
no idea.
And away they go. All right. Looks like we got a false start here from
Bump,
Mohan.
bump.
Gives us a good opportunity, Jared, to talk
Yeah.
about the lane lines here, and really primarily those are for keeping the lead driver in his lane. The chase driver can cross
Stay in
over
your
anytime
lane.
he wants, as long as he's behind the driver, but he does need
I
to
heard
give
that
the
like
lead driver
Wall was going
opportunity
through like
to
another
initiate.
ownership
But
issue
the-
thing. Like
the
there
chase
was
driver can
one of the
dump behind at
old
any time. We're
owners
also
like
allowing
locked
the chase
themselves
driver to
in
set
or
up
something. I don't know if you guys
his,
heard about this.
the beginning part of the run at any angle that he would like in order to get the best possible start, and that definitely comes into play if there's any moisture on the track.
Yeah. Yeah, and the judges talked about that in the driver's meeting. Here we go. Kyle Mohan out front. Alec Honordale initiates in tow. Look at Mohan. Nice and high as Mohan. Honordale right there on the door. Exploding that front clip goes Mohan. Some wavering into the crease.
Big waiver.
Mohan compromising some of that angle, but he does find himself now throwing some
Yeah,
more
it's
at it.
relatively recent.
Is this enough to offset?
19, so yeah, the
oh, and Mohan way off
2019?
course.
Or they didn't
unfortunately.
have the chicane in
And I was
Wall. They
just
would have it
talking
every
about
other event, but
Mohan
maybe
had
not Wall.
had a decent lead run there, but again, he had to offset him with that major mistake on that chase run, Ryan.
Yeah, let's take a look at this here from the beginning. Once again, Jared, you can see clean start
Yeah,
here.
that's what I thought.
Mohan initiates right before that latest initiation point, but right up in the pocket there is Alec Honordale sticking with him. He had a little bit less of a lower angle here, but you have to imagine strategy coming into play here. He knows that Kyle has a big mistake in his chase run. Kyle's struggling a little bit to get into outside zone number 2. Now as they cross over to this section of the course, Kyle's going to come through his own smoke line, him and Alex's own smoke line, and then be on the inside here
Just
and lose grip out of the vehicle, not be able to finish the course. Alex sees it here. He gets on the brakes, and we avoid contact, but unfortunately for Kyle, that will be...
What I know is the guy owned the track last time after he ran there past, and then his family was going to close the track and build housing, but they never ended up closing it.
Judges. It's going to be a pretty quick, simple verdict here. Slide him left for Mohan, slide him right for Alaconadel. And Ryan, Andy,
pretty
and Brian, it's unanimous. Alaconadel gets the win, advances
is he the
on
best looking driver to ever compete in FD? You know,
unfortunately, Kyle Mohan,
I'm not so afraid of my heterosexuality to not sit there and go, that is a good looking, that's a handsome man.
Our next two competitors making their way to the start line. So that means JTP, Justin Pollock, will be going against Alaconadel in the top 16. As we advance on here in the top 32. Alex Hilbrun, who, as you said, Ryan,
like we had stats back then too.
Unfortunately, he had popped his engine in Atlanta, was unable to run, but now looks really just fast and aggressive. He's going to be going against Chelsea Denofa.
And that is, it ended up being Nick Novak's car. Funny enough, not the Mustang, obviously.
Both these guys really going for the gusto in just years past and events. So I'm expecting a pretty
people cry about all the changes, to be honest.
Between these two.
Just how it is.
Hilbrun out front. Both these guys on Nitto tires. Hilbrun versus Denofa. Hilbrun flicks it in. Denofa straight line approach. Hilbrun really high on the wall. Potentially even tapping the bumper. Slamming down into the flat portion of the track, into that second outer zone, into the crease. Hilbrun. Good and poised. Chelsea Denofa right there as well. Cannot be shaken. Approaching that final outside touch and go. Goes Hilbrun and then tightens it up to that front clip.
Woo! Just in smoke the whole time. I find people complain because something else in their life is not going well, and they want to have some sort of control.
No question about that. Denofa and Hilbrun starting off. You can see Hilbrun just initiating.
People just always complain, but it's like I said, they have almost always they have something else that's happening in their life, and they want a sense of control. And by complaining, they feel like they have that control.
Pushing the pace. Hilbrun in the lead.
Right, like if you revert it back to like just children, you know, like there's complaints that are legitimate. Don't get me wrong, like there's definitely complaints that are legitimate. But when you see those people who are like never happy, it's because they aren't. They're just not happy people.
And now getting advice from their spotters about what they need to do here to defend going into the second half of this battle.
Yeah, most definitely. So Denofa will now lead. Denofa will lead, and Hilbrun from Lima, Peru will give chase. Denofa originally from Pennsylvania, now living up in the Pacific Northwest.
And then moves down to Florida. It's amazing that like 3 of the biggest hotbeds of drifting are all places Denofa's lived. Coincidence?
You can hear Ryan Turk, sounds like, up there. No, sorry. I don't know who that is. Turk's up there warming up his car. Here we go.
Yeah, look at both of them just like slide down. Watch this, Denofa. Take him to Gapplebee's.
Whoa-wee, look at the attitude of the car.
Right after this. Ooh.
Denofa past that front clip. Hilbrun explodes.
I was wrong.
Hilbrun really applying the pressure. Looks like he exceeded a little bit of the nose of the car of Denofa. Now into that outside touch and go. Quickly gets to it. Denofa tightens it back up. Hilbrun right there. Ryan, a solid battle, tit for tat.
Yeah, nobody left disappointed on that one. Great exchange there from Hilbrun and Denofa. Let's take a look here as Denofa heads out. Nice early initiation there. See how quickly he's back on the throttle. Hilbrun trying to maintain that line. Big smoke line from Denofa. Smooth coming down, nice and tight on that first inside clip. Hilbrun trying to stick his nose in, close the door here as they hit that second outer zone. Now wrapping back around, coming through this center section. Hilbrun keeping the pressure.
Novak's just, I don't know, he's been kind of hanging out. I saw him earlier this year. He was at, I think he was in Indy as well. Didn't get a chance to chat with him, but.
Ryan, do you think we have a winner here? Do you think there's a clear-cut victor? Because, you know, just looking at both of them, they almost had similar similar, leads and chases. That's where we're comparing here. No, you got nothing.
I had some, but I was talking. Go ahead.
I asked you, do you think we have a clear-cut winner here? Or?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one for sure. I mean, we'll want to get Ryan Lance.
Look at the toe in.
Those close battles are
on Hilbrand's car.
The toughest to call because you're just nitpicking little things here and
or
there.
Hilbrand, sorry.
Really trying to figure out how the judges are emphasizing both runs.
All right, so slide him left for Denofa, slide him right for Hilbrand. And remember Hilbrand, oh, look at that. Ryan says Alex Hilbrand. Brian says Chelsea Denofa. So
one more
Andy
time.
Here again, majority rules. Andy says Alex Hilbrand. And Hilbrand gets the victory. Want to throw it to Ryan Lantain. I see him scribing some things down, but Ryan and Andy siding with Alex Hilbrand.
I sided with as well as Andy Yen because I felt that Chelsea made a lot of sacrifices in the chase position. The main sacrifice he made was an angle on outside zone 1, and especially at inside clip 1. He was very, very, very low on angle. It was to the limit of being too much to be almost a one.
So
incomplete for that.
I don't know what Nick Novak is doing with it, but
Denofa's line angle and his transitions as well much better. And I felt that the leads were very similar, so I kind of gave the lead.
Because Nick rebuilt the BMW after the Hilbrand chassis, right? Like it's a new one that would have run in his last year. You gotta do something with it. Damn, look at Rad Dan. Look at Rad Dan. Forsberg looks the exact same. Rad Dan looks even radder back then.
Up next, they're on the line. These guys have a lot of fun on the internet, on the interwebs, via Instagram and social media, and just hanging out. But Chris Forsberg and Dan Burkett, two good friends, going against each other. Both of them on Nexen tires. Chris the Force Forsberg, 3-time Formula Drift champion. He's in his VQ-powered NOS energy drink 370Z on Nexen tires. And then Rad Dan Industries, Toyota Supra on Nexen tires as well. Supra. Here we go. So Forsberg will lead. Burkett will give chase. Forsberg initiating into the bank. Oh, Dan Burkett! Throws it in, straightens out. Don't know if there was contact with that wheel. Looked like he almost got into the side of Forsberg. Again, Dan has these moments where he's really lunging forward, but has to back off. As Forsberg past that front clip, Burkett struggling. Not once, but twice. It looks like we lost a front bumper and an intake filter, as we're going to definitely need a track cleanup here, Ron. You saw Burkett go off course, get thrown off. That bumper went off, and his air filter's over here near that final outside touch and go.
Well, this is one of the things we all love about Dan is that he is not afraid to throw it.
Trying to add some new stuff as well. Try not to like clutter the stream too much, but
really tight on that first inside clip. Burkett trying to close the door here by taking a little bit of a shallower line, but then he gets himself kind of
Radical Daniel himself. Well, it was actually started as Rad Dan, like Radiator Dan, because he kept breaking rads, and then it turned into Radical.
Another little mixture of mistakes there, so tough break for him.
Okay, yeah, Jerry Yang built it. Okay, that's what I thought.
And losing that front bumper, now he will go take the lead, and Forsberg will chase him down.
Probably some boost too. I feel like these all need to be the same size now. Feels weird to not have them all the same size.
Again, Dan Burkett sans the bumper, the air filter. But he's going to get the clean air, fortunately for him. He will be out front. Not getting the shrapnel. Looks like course is clear. Second half of this battle, Rad Dan versus Chris the Force Forsberg. Who's going to be going against Alex Hilbrand in the top 16?
Yeah, it had something to do with the radiator. I just can't remember exactly what.
Really needs to throw it down. Whoa, really close to that wall on initiation. And he sticks it all the way around. Dragging bumper. But it pulls him in. And Chris Forsberg will finish out this run even though he does not need to. So looks like they will throw.
There's a guy, IDS Pro Team named Don Burkett. He goes by Rad Don.
That was a really
That feels a little weird.
The wall sucked him up. Yeah, give him a round of applause. And that will definitively mean that Chris Forsberg will get the victory.
Yeah, and I think for Dan Burkett,
they don't need to approve it.
Win here, but you can
It's
see
up to the
just
drivers. Just how it is.
The character of this guy is just absolutely unbelievable, and you know he's adding one of the other important things in the sport, and that's the respect of the fans, and Dan certainly has that. A great asset to the series, and looking like he's okay, but the vehicle will sustain some damage. You could see after the contact, Forsberg is alerted that the run is shut down. He did not need to finish it because he was the chase driver. And now we will go and get the official result.
Yeah, so go ahead and slide him right for Chris Forsberg, and there you have it. Chris, the
Damn, Brad Dan, though.
Gets the victory after a hard-fought battle here. Dan Burkett leaving it literally and figuratively all out on the track. So as we will clean up the course,
the commentators may have just called him that.
The
yeah, the old commentator curse.
Caught up with
Damn.
Dean Carnage.
I remember that crowd. I remember this event.
Well,
I do remember this event.
Is in a new car for him this round. You're in Forrest Wang's demo car. Tell us why that is.
Yeah, we're definitely having a bit of bad luck, obviously, this season. The first lap of practice on Thursday morning after putting a new motor in the Viper, done the lap absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that guy's collected a lot of FD cars over the years, if I remember correctly.
I went to start it up again to pull in the burnout box, and we had a seized motor, seized solid, so we don't know what it was. We had oil pressure all the time, and just one of these things, you know.
How do you make the adjustments? Because Forrest's car is a lot different than yours.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is actually the first time I've ever drove a left-hand drive S chassis. I started off in S chassis like way back, like 10 or 12 years ago. So I thought I was going to adapt to it like absolutely fine.
Yep,
but,
I can bump that up just a
it has
touch.
electric power steering and wise fab,
Should
which
be a little
I
better
never
now.
drove it before in my life. So that was a big like, whoa, this is very different. It's a little bit underpowered. It's like 600 horsepower when it's really turned up. So it's a bit of a challenge, but we blew a head gasket actually yesterday before
Head down to
qualifying, so
Bridgeport.
my guys
Where's
had to do a
Bridgeport?
motor
Time
last
being the
night in
big
our
thing,
rental
for sure.
car, so not a good weekend.
Well, you are going up against Forrest in top 32, so take us through what your expectations are there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably going to be a bit worse off for Forrest because it's his two cars. He's not going to want to damage him. But we both spoke about it or whatever, and there's going to be no games. We're both just going to go for it. He has about an extra 300 horsepower, and he has a decent bit more grip. So we're going to be kind of on the back foot, but we're definitely going to be giving it
I don't know if somebody had an OnlyFans one. That's news to me.
Best of luck.
We've had like weed sponsors. We've had a lot of weird stuff over the years. So
Thank you, Lorette, and thank you, Dean Carney. Good luck to you. Again, those duplicate, almost identical green, they have the same paint color, but S chassis will be going against each other. Two very different drivers, different horsepowers, as Dean just broke it down. As we still are cleaning up Dan Burkett's vehicle. We'll take a short break here as we return in
commercials
a
are back,
moment
people.
to the Advanced Auto Parts Gauntlet presented by Black Magic, round 4 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Hover above the button, join the community, click it, stick it, send it, and join the community.
not many. Ferropolis is going to be sick.
So already advancing on. Justin Pollock had his bye run. He'll go
It was
against
Adam and
Alec
Eve that got
Honadell.
declined, I believe.
Alex
I don't know about
Hilbrun
that either. That's
will
news
go
to me.
against Chris Forsberg. And
Maybe you guys know
next
more
up
than
on
I do,
the
but I
ballot
don't.
is Farouk
I don't know about
Kawai
that.
going against Frederick Osbo. Farouk Kawai, originally from Poland. He's in the Reckless Racing ACAM Speed Shop E92, and also his team has been here. They were here
Shouldn't be
through
this tired.
the morning. They were here till 6:30, redoing the entire rear half of the car. So they've been slaving away through
Shouldn't
the
be
night
this
last
tired.
night up until
I'm hungry, though.
6:30 this morning. As Farouk going against one of the best in the biz right now, Frederick Osbo. Farouk, an aggressive driver when his car is clicking, and we have seen it in the past.
I always like when they like line up like this, angled off, because
about
when
to
the
see
rear end
Osbo,
drops down, then they straighten out.
Former champ who's
Smart.
currently leading the Formula Drift points in that Rockstar energy drink. Next in tires, Toyota Racing, Toyota Corolla. Going against this 2J powered BMW, the Reckless Racing. Farouk Kawai.
Misshift.
A large gap already established. Frederick Osbo initiates high on the bank, and look at that, just like that. A solid lead run from Osbo. Farouk Kawai struggling a little bit to catch up to that of Osbo. The 4-cylinder turbo rocket ship, that Borg Warner turbo under the hood. Osbo. Just a very dominant performance there. Farouk, again, hat tip to him and his hard-working team.
Yeah, you can just see the power and grip differential evident here. Osbo out front, stays nice and high on the bank. Farouk has really no choice but to cut the line down low, try to gain some proximity here. He knows he's going to be at a disadvantage, but I think the challenge for both drivers is going to be this next run here, where Osbo is going to really have to measure his approach against Farouk. Farouk has
I think that was something Vaughn started initially, wasn't it, with the angle start? I'm not sure if Vaughn started that. I think it just became kind of common knowledge. It was his car and grid all year. Farouk's, yeah.
So let's mix things up as Farouk goes to the lead.
I do. This is one of my favorite Freddie eras too.
Here we are in the next entire top 32. Farouk Kawai now out front. Frederick Osbo in the chase position. Not as much wind as we had yesterday, clearing out the smoke. So you got to imagine two cars.
Restart?
It's like a jump there for Farouk. So Farouk waited too long to leave the line, so that will be a restart. So similar to that of baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. So only 1 strike there for Farouk. The chase car can leave early, late, however they see fit. But the lead car needs to leave once the red lights on the side there extinguish. And here goes Farouk. Initiating.
So far down.
Middle to high line of the bank. Now transition, very smooth there for Farouk. Frederick Osbo.
That's tough to chase. Real tough to chase.
Farouk doing a great job out front.
Ooh. Don't know about that, J-Rod.
As Osbo pedaled measure here, and around that final clip goes Farouk and Osbo.
Well, it was a good
Corolla's sick, and it kind of bums me out. There's never been another in FD yet. What do you mean?
Against Farouk at the areas where he could. You can see
pretty sure there's a Corolla right now.
Line. Now coming down off the course, a little bit of a straight line approach to that inside clip. Osbo here attacking on the inside.
I mean, do you mean after this year? Don't you want an FD with Turk leaving?
Now as Farouk leaves that second outer zone, Osbo backs off, finds another area here on the inside of this last corner here, keeping the pressure on.
Because you remember there was a Corolla IM and then there was this Corolla, because there's been 2 that are the same.
All right, so waiting for the judge's verdict. Slide him left for Farouk, and that Reckless Racing A-Cam.
I think it's going to go to Freddie.
Right.
Try not to call it too early, but.
Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo is your victor. Frederick Osbo advances on. Next up will be these twin green S chassis. Already on the course there is Forrest Wang. Originally from Hawaii, now residing in Las Vegas. The lead scientist at his own GitNuts laboratory. Title sponsor Vapetasia. And alongside Energy Innovations and Achilles Tires. He's going against Dean Carney. Dean Carney in this rented vehicle. Like I said, almost identical, but very different. I heard Dean talk about a 300 horsepower disparity behind the wheel of that now Oracle lighting Achilles Tire S chassis.
Does it keep doing that?
And,
Jesus.
Wang coming back with a different mentality, a different setup from years past, changing the turbo, gaining that speed. Definitely one of the most stylish drivers. And Dean Carney, as he said, one of the first time he's ever driven a left-hand drive S chassis. Here we go. Forrest Wang out front. Dean Carney in the chase position. Here we go, Forrest Wang. Nice initiation there by Forrest Wang. Now turns on the smoke machine. Wow! Look at that. Dean Carney right there. But Forrest Wang really doing a solid job here out front. Forrest Wang. Big, massive angle there. The car looking very settled. barely see them through the smoke. These
No, I'm trying to like set up some new elements and stuff for the stream. Let me know if this becomes too much. I'm starting to feel like there's too many things going on. So, yeah, but
unless you have a good lead run, and Forrest just threw it in and immediately.
No, I'm just trying to set up these like
allowing Dean
different things, but.
right there.
Well, there's nobody that knows those cars better than Forrest, right? And what they're capable of. Let's take a look at here at Forrest's initiation. Nice and early, gets right back on the throttle. That's what you want to see. Now here's Dean pushing the pressure right there against Forrest. Now they both come off the bank. Forrest nice and smooth.
Jack the Ripper. I might do that. We'll see.
Dean looking for another opportunity to attack.
It's just it's gotta come naturally. You can't force a nickname.
Coming off now through this power alley here, transitioning through, pulling a gap here against Dean. As you can see, driving through their own smoke line. And now one final turn with a little bit of separation here. So Forrest out front. This is a really solid, clean lead run. Dean had this moment right here where he just almost made contact, but did it cleanly, kept the pressure on. You can see that Forrest is a little bit higher on the bank. And one of the interesting things, about Forrest's story this year is just the fact that he basically took a year off, came back this season, and did not lose a step whatsoever.
Got on the box, got on the podium.
Got a podium, and he's got tons of speed.
It does sound cool. I mean, it's based off of Jack the Ripper, who was, I don't know if you know the history of that, but it's, I mean, yeah, it sounds cool, but like if you actually look at the history of Jack the Ripper, it's kind of a screwed up thing to say to somebody.
So he knows what the cars are capable
of.
Out
there.
How they're going to react, but now it's just kind of a role reversal here. Dean Carney initiates. A little bit higher on the bank.
Oh, nope.
Dean Carney
shut her down.
The wall. Forrest Wang lets him kind of do what happens in front of him.
See, I was hoping Connor the Shadow Shanahan would stick. It kind of did. I think I need to push it a little bit more. But I also don't want to like make it feel forced. So.
Section and that power alley into that final front clip. Ryan, let's take a look at it again. I was looking at it with the naked eye, and our monitor was blocking right where he hit, but it's towards the tail end.
I've seen it. So I might have to find a snack. I might just judge me, but just some peanut butter. I'll be right back.
Here for Dean. Let's take a look out front. Nice smooth initiation. You can see he gets back on the throttle pretty early. Watch this right there. He's going to tap it, and he's going to go straight for a second. Now he guides himself back down, but he's offline. Forrest steps back for a second, evaluates the situation, sees that Dean is still in it here, keeps the pressure on. Now leaving that second outer zone out front. Dean does a nice job on that inside clip, and now we're basically back to normal, but it's really going to come down to Jared. I think that
you want volume up for the stream or volume up for me?
That was made with the wall there by Dean Carney. And
it's Mark Bernardo.
Here's another great angle where you can actually see just how much of an impact that had and what Forrest needed to do to avoid causing any further collision between
the two.
Gotta be
more
so
specific.
Great job right there of vehicle awareness and situational awareness. But now we'll go to the judges.
Slide him left for Dean Carney. Slide him right for Forrest Wang. And there goes Ryan, Andy, and Brian. It's unanimous. Forrest Wang gets the victory. Unfortunately for Dean Carney, he is knocked out. But
there we go.
Great
Bumped up the stream
by
volume a bit.
These guys, and Dean Carney,
I think we're
looking
equal.
forward to seeing him in our next round.
Carney,
of
yes, he was a
competition.
steak. I thought that was common knowledge.
All right, so Wang and Osbo will be
overall volume up would be good. I'm 16. Right on the edge of clipping, so I'm not going to. But
move on to our next battle. This should be a doozy. Two wild men of the sport.
You what?
Matt Field debuting his brand new Corvette.
What?
The Falcon Tires Wish Boil Exhaust Heat Wave.
Oh, lovely.
Corvette, the Beast from the Bay, the 777. And Jeff Jones debuting his new car, this Nissan 370Z. Took the V8 out of his old S chassis, strapped that Edelbrock supercharger back on it, the Doc Falcon tires. 370Z.
New shoes. Wife and daughter just came in.
Should be a fun one to watch. Again, Matt Field yesterday qualifying 5th with a 90+ score.
Converse, sick. Nice.
And here we go, fellas.
Jelly. There's jelly on the floor. Thought my son had a nosebleed because there's something red on the floor. Turns out it was jelly.
Good initiation there from Matt Field. Massive angle. Smooth transition down into the flat portion. Into the crease goes Field. Jeff Jones almost overcooks it, but does not. Good job by Jones. Through the power alley, you can see the disruption of the cars. Doesn't get him offline, though.
Good call.
As Field and Jones cross the finish line.
No, there is a compressor on it. I'm just, I'm at negative 3.6 dB. I'm just sitting in the yellow.
Here. Matfield gets a great jump. Maybe could have initiated a tiny bit earlier, but he was right there at that last standing marker. You can see this gaps up.
I know I've got a threshold limiter as well. Get new to this stuff. If you guys ever have ideas to help make this better, let me know. Once again, I feel like I might be overdoing it with the little boxes and stuff. Let me know. Like, once again, I'm new to this, so if there's things that are going to make your experience better, that's all that I want to do. That's it. I'm streaming for you guys.
Closing the door towards the end there. Didn't get the greatest jump. Now he will take the lead, and Matfield will chase him down.
Well, you saw the gap there from Field and Jones. Shows you that Field had the grip when he needed it. And as far as the horsepower difference, maybe a little more on Field's side of the bracket. But Jones now out front. Seems like the smoke is dissipated, and we are good to go. Here we go, Jones and Field, the second half of this battle. Jones initiates, Field giving himself some room, but now reeling him in. Jones, big angle past that front clip. Now massages it into the fold, into the crease. Matt Field.
Matt had Wish. Remember Wish?
Back off, compromise a bit of angle. Jeff Jones getting all the way to outside.
I remember him getting that and being like, dude, that is the craziest sponsorship.
So it's going to compliment Jones. He got all the way to that outside touch and go, but then he tightened it up and took out that final front clip. A little off course, nothing major.
Well, you can see Matfield opting to tuck right in behind, giving himself the preferred opportunity to initiate as close to Jeff as he can. Jeff, pretty good job on the bank there, but Matfield not really letting him get away. Jones, great job here into this second
T-move, yeah.
Nice line here, but Field keeping the pressure on. A little shimmy there by both drivers as they come through this center section here, through that rough part of the course. And then the final turn here, Field keeping an eye on Jeff Jones as they cross the finish line. A strong performance by Jones out front.
There's Larry Chen.
So let's go to the judges. Slide him left for Jones or right for Matt Field.
Man, looks so young. Jeff looks the same. Matt definitely looks
gets
younger.
The win unanimously. Matt Field advances on into the top 16. All right, so we got an autograph session and pit party. Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Chelsea DeNova during the halftime at the Fun Haver Tour display area. It's all the way the furthest pit from the track here. So go get an autograph session with Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Chelsea DeNova over at the Fun Haver Tour display area. All right, so let's go.
I didn't watch. I watched a little bit of the Cads comp. I think I got to top, or I watched like top 4 or something like that. But
Matt Coffin. These guys shared transportation.
Did Nick Knock end up winning it?
Now they're going against each other.
If you did watch it,
Turk
I'm just curious.
and that gum out. Toyota Racing, Toyota 86. And Matt Coffin there in that 959. And the Achilles tire. Thunderbolt fuel, Ford-powered S13. All right, so
oh, Kaufman.
Yeah, just taking a look at the track here real quick. I believe the previous battle here, again, the spotter is a very critical part and component of the eyes in the sky, telling them what's going on, and supposedly the Matt Field spotter said that Jones might have leaked some fluids there on the track, ensuring that we got a clean track. And it looks like we are clear to send. So, all right, so again, Ryan Turk will be out front He qualified 12th compared to qualifying 21st, Matt Kaufman. All right, the 2JZ powered Toyota 86. What's up, race service fellas? Here we go. Initiating goes Ryan Turk, high on the bank. Whoa, look at Matt Kaufman lunging forward, has to back off. Gets out of shape there, Ryan Turk. Oh, Matt Kaufman taking out that front clip, coming to a halt. As Turk finishes out the rest of the run here. And he has to
What other, just at having a thought, what other quote unquote streams would you guys like watch? Like, we're doing the watch alongs and stuff now. What else could we do?
Yeah, you're right, Jared, to call out that Ryan Turk did
to increase the amount of streams. So I do enjoy doing
second
these.
half of the run
like
because he was unimpeded.
IRL stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. What do you guys normally watch?
Potential vehicle on course. We won't have him do that, but in that case, he did need to do it, and he did it cleanly. This is where we see Matt Kaufman surging forward, has to back off, but then right here as he comes through this
already over
off
angled
the bank into that inside clip, is not able to transition back around. He comes to a stop. That's going to be an incomplete for him, and that's a big bummer, especially after that aggressive move that he had there. And almost nearly pulling it off, but Turk had a
I do have one of my own
G35.
So if you become a member, there's a bunch of videos of me working on that, as well as driving it. So membership's 99 cents a month. That is it. And you get all the behind-the-scenes vlogs and stuff. There's a ton of stuff. I appreciate that, guys. Live stream pit walk at an event could be fun, even if it's just from your phone. I could probably do that.
And a major advantage.
I don't have a sim.
Towards the direction of Ryan Turk.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you already said that. I'm so torn on the sim thing. I don't know if I have the time for it.
Second half of this battle. Kaufman needs to put it down.
It's not that. I'm not sure if I'm willing to sacrifice other things to make the time for it.
Kaufman initiates. You see him, regardless of the
pit walks. Okay, I could do pit walks.
The car is loose as well. Having some troubles there on that front clip again. Kaufman. Big angle there from Kaufman. Transitions around. Look at just the big transitions from Kaufman. Unfortunately, just not enough to offset that mistake there on that lead run.
Yeah, it was a big hill to climb for Kaufman. I think everybody knew that. I think he knew that. He had to really throw it out there and hope that Ryan Turk was going to make some
started
mistakes.
another podcast to hopefully do that, but same thing, it becomes
deep into that zone after initiation.
another
and the bumper not
another thing to do.
That much, but probably more cosmetic here than anything else. Turk keeps
sick. I didn't know you're from Latvia. That's awesome.
He still has to put a fight on here as Kaufman leaves that second outer zone, comes through the power alley here.
I should be releasing my. I already did. No, I haven't done it yet. I'll be editing and releasing my Latvia vlog pretty soon.
All right, so let's take a
Not.
look here.
I got those three from Michael, but he's already in bed. He's in Australia, so it's like 3 in the morning now.
Go right for Ryan Turk. Ryan Turk is your victor, and we are officially halfway through the top 32. We'll take a short commercial break. When we come back, the second half of top 32 here at the Advanced Auto Parts Gauntlet, presented by Black Magic. Round 4 of the Formula Jet Black Magic Pro Championship.
Jump around some commercials here.
Congratulations to Chris Forsberg. Moving on. Now, your team hard at work behind us and pulling the transmission, changing the clutch. Tell us why.
Well, towards the end of practice, we felt the disengagement point of the clutch getting a little lower and lower, and so we ran our clutch stop as low as we could, and we knew we had enough for 32, but we decided to wait until the halftime break if we moved on to have more time to spend and make sure everything is 100%.
And you feel good with everything else?
Yeah, car's working really good. We were chasing a couple things through all the conditions through Thursday and then even yesterday, but our qualifying spot was okay. We wanted to do better, but it's good enough to give us the right car that we need for tandem.
Chris, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laurent.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Hello? All right, thank you, Lorette, and thank you, Chris Forsberg. Good luck to you in top 16. as this is our second bye run. Again, our number 1 and number 2 qualifier. Odie qualifying
so.
number 2, and this is his bye
find
run.
out.
Again, Falcon Tires grabbing that 1, 2, and 3 spot as Odie Bakshis. Listen to this thing purr. Whoa, buddy. Odie Bakshis just throwing it out there again, originally from Lithuania here in Adamas Odie Bakshis. Now living in Southern California. Falcon Tires V8 supercharged beast. He won here last year in kind of a grand and almost sad fashion where he crossed the finish line, the engine popped, but he got the victory. So it was a kind of bittersweet there for him, but victory and champagne definitely tastes sweet. All right, so Odie advances on. He's going against the winner of our next battle. It's either Matt Van Kirk and Popeye Energy Drink.
I didn't realize Odie was a Falcon driver. What?
S13 or Jonathan
that was like
Castro.
the era.
Jonathan Castro and the Jordo Metaldom.
Is Falcon the most iconic livery in drifting? I would agree with that.
Operates
I would agree with that.
vehicle.
I can't think of
Van Kirk,
another
his
one.
transitions very smooth, just a very consistent driver when he is when he's hitting it all.
Van Kirk's story
he
is
definitely
wild. I don't know if you know about that, but it is wild.
All right, so Van Kirk will lead.
I would have to have Aaron on a separate podcast. I don't think I'd have him on EverZone just because he's never been like an FD driver. Or, as far as I know, I don't know if he's been a spotter or anything else.
Van Kirk.
He's also historically been kind of negative towards FD, so I don't know how good a look that would be.
A little bit of a slow start here for this Formula Drift rookie of Van Kirk. Castro in the chase, kind of middle of the bank. These guys haven't gone against each other, so you got to think Castro pedaling it.
I'd like to do an Aaron Lousy podcast. I like nothing against him. I just don't know
Van Kirk,
how that would fit in like FD.
Very fluid, consistent driver. Castro taking a shallower line. Ryan, a solid job here from this Formula Drift rookie.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
Oh, that's audio on this stream. There it goes. Now it's back.
So lining the cars back up, Matt Van Kirk, a good solid lead there. Jonathan Castro holding his own.
I think we should be able to wrap
position. And now both
top
drivers will
32
switch things up here.
And then we'll probably call the stream for a bit, to be honest.
Try to find a driver who
man, I forgot about this.
Wins the lead.
They had their own halftime show.
And the chases.
Yeah, we'll wrap up top 32 for this, and then we'll probably
overall,
wrap up the stream, just giving you guys a heads up now.
Jonathan Castro.
No, this isn't 2012. We've updated it. It's 2018 now. We've already been through 2012.
Needs to try to get a good jump off the line. Keep pace with Jonathan Castro.
Yeah, we've jumped up.
So Castro now out front from Dominican Republic. He's going to try to throw it down here. The Classic Creations Popeye Energy S13 in the chase position. Castro now looks like they're swapping positions as well as identically kind of copying their runs. Get into the crease goes Castro. Van Kirk right there as Castro gets it outside zone. Van Kirk shallows it up. Oh, and Castro almost, man, he threw a lot of angle at it and is really kind of, I would say it looked like he was kind of crawling through that final section.
Well, here we go. Jonathan Castro in the lead. Van Kirk chasing him down. Nice early initiation there by Castro. Staying nice and high on the bank. Now coming off, Van Kirk keeping him pretty close here. Now a little bit of separation here. You can see a wide swing right there by Castro, and then getting back over into that second outer zone. Van Kirk keeping the pressure on. Nice job on that inside clip by Castro. Van Kirk not letting him get away. They try to reach out to that outside touch and go. And then Van Kirk
no, this wasn't it. It was Orlando where they had that.
There as Castro finishes up the run.
No, you're right. It might have been Wall. I can't remember. No, it was Orlando. It was Orlando.
All right, waiting for the judge's verdict here.
Yeah, Blues was in this. I think he should be coming up pretty soon. Yeah, look at that.
All right, so let's go to the judges. Slide them left for Castro, right for Van Kirk, or are they going one more time? Ryan says one more time. All of them. Look at that. Andy's saying one more time, and Brian. So it is unanimous one more time. Definitely agree with that. Don't leave in the judges' hands. Seems like lead for lead, chase for chase. They had very comparable runs. So, gonna need to throw down. All right, so talking about Vaughn Gittin Jr. All right, so Odie Bachis, he has his autograph session during the halftime at the Drifts booth, the Drifts Wheels booth. And come meet Odie Bachis, pilot of that Falcon Tires Drifts Wheels S chassis. And here we go, Vaughn Gittin Jr., Kevin Lawrence. So the OMT between Van Kirk and Castro will revisit. Right now the RB30 and Juku Racing S chassis. In that chase position, Vaughn initiates. Wow, really high on the bank is Vaughn. Kevin Lawrence definitely needs to gain some ground and grab another rung on that ladder to climb up. As Vaughn puts it right in the fold. And through that whoop section and that power alley goes Vaughn and Lawrence. And around that final clip, Vaughn very dominant out front. But Kevin Lawrence will now get the clean air as they alternate positions.
Well, Kevin Lawrence opting to tuck in behind. Vaughn Gittin Jr. initiating just past that last standing marker, so could have initiated a little bit earlier. But you can see nice and high on the bank. Great line being drawn there by Vaughn. Kevin Lawrence, little bit of struggle here to keep up with Vaughn and match that angle. Now Lawrence looking for an opportunity here to attack.
So we were talking in the booth the other day. This is going to be a big nerd question.
Shooting out wide to
Who are your top 3 ever
and then wrapping back
Pro Spec or Pro 2 drivers?
And through the finish line.
So what are your top 3? If you're a big FD fan, you should be able to bang this out.
All right, so
I can give you mine after. Let's get a couple of submissions in. But top 3 Pro Spec and Pro Am drivers.
Need a little track cleanup here. Slight delay in the
2
action.
I think should be dead simple. The third one I think is the hard one.
And we'll be good to go. After this, we got Dio Shihara and Dirk Stratton. Both V8s, but very different bodies that hold those heartbeats.
Ooh, good use of words.
So again, the only one more time we've seen so far here in top 32 is Van Kirk and Castro. That was the previous run. We'll go back and revisit that momentarily. But right now, second half of this battle, Lawrence and Gittin. Kevin Lawrence. The Juku Racing, BC Racing, RB powered, S14.3. Looking a lot more comfortable out front is Lawrence. Vaughn Gittin Jr. His Ford Mustang.
A little wide,
Position. Lawrence putting the car in the right place. Vaughn Gittin Jr. making his presence felt. Look at Vaughn initiating a little earlier than Lawrence. Looks like
no. Just not Pro. Pro Spec and Pro 2.
Ryan. Let's take a look at this here
Sweet,
again.
nerdy one. Dean, we check Connor Shanahan.
Looking much more
comfortable. Yeah, I think you're a little biased.
In the lead position here, Vaughn opting to tuck behind Lawrence. Nice early initiation. Tries to make his way up the wall here. Vaughn trying to close the door as they come down off the bank. Lawrence hits that inside clip. Vaughn right behind him here, both transitioning at the same time. Vaughn trying to close that door. Good opportunity here in outside zone number 2. As Kevin Lawrence leaves outside zone 2, hits that inside clip. Vaughn tucks up on the inside, and this is where he kind of blows off just a little bit. Now he tries to cut the line to gain that proximity back as Lawrence tries to hit that inside clip. So both runs in the books now. A lead from Vaughn and from Kevin, and both in the chase. It's up to the judges.
All right, so the drivers await the outcome here. Let's slide them left for Lawrence or right for Vaughn Gittin Jr. Ryan says Andy and Brian. Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets the win. Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets the win and advances on into the top 16. All right, so it looks like Van Kirk and Castro pitted right next to each other, both getting new rears, checking pressures. Castro's out first. As we move on to our next battle, Daijiro Yoshihara, turn 14 distribution. Falcon Tires, LS V8
It would have been funny if they made the shit. Let's go to prospect first. There's no way they would have, though. Derek Stratton.
He's going to be spraying Falcon Tire rubber in the face of Dirk Stratton, a Formula Drift rookie. Currently sits in top
Hughes, I think, has been the most statistically successful in Pro 2. Maybe in Pro 2, but I think Trent Beecham might actually have more wins than he did.
Corvette from Ohio.
I'll give you mine,
The Dagger.
and it might be interesting. So number one, like him or not, Dmitry Brutsky is the most successful prospect driver ever. No, there's no way to argue that. I would then put Ben Hobson second, because he had 3 wins in 4 events in prospect. And then outside of that, I would put Robert Thorne, because he was the most successful, at least in my thought, driver to jump up. You could put Cole Richards in there, because his rookie year is probably the best one. But between him and Robert Thorne for third.
Quick outside touch and go. Goes Dai Yoshihara, and Dai knocking over that final front clip. You know he is tight to it. Seems that Dirk Stratton was just a little off here and there, but definitely a fun, aggressive driver to watch.
Well, here we go. Run number 1 from Daijiro Yoshihara and Dirk Stratton. Early initiation there by Dai.
Thank you.
Back on the throttle, trying to stay as high as he can on that bank. Stratton a little bit lower, but keeping the pressure on. You can see he has to blow wide there, which causes him to miss that first inside clip as Dai hits it. Now entering that second outer zone. Big angle here by Daijiro Yoshihara. You can see Dirk Stratton trying to attack there, but Dai, a lot of grip in that vehicle, still getting out to that touch and go. Pulls a gap here as Stratton tries to cut the line to gain proximity. A good strategic move, but a little bit of a deduction there. So now they will switch things up, as we'll see Dirk Stratton in that beast of a vehicle go to the lead. And Daijiro Yoshihara takes that chase position.
And I know that Stratton and his team, a.k.a. the family over there from Ohio, they got a lot of fans out here and a lot of family and friends, but they were working on the vehicle till late night, just trying to find that gremlin to fire it up just before midnight. So I know they were working on their vehicle. A lot of these teams working into the wee hours this morning and late into the night, last night. So Stratton, one of them. Stratton will lead. That's Stratton Chevrolet. Lingenfelter, Achilles Tire, Corvette, a.k.a. hashtag the Drift Vet. Going against Dai Yoshihara, day 1.
Can't find their...
one of 4 that have been drifting since 2004.
You want to call it their exposure?
Dirk Stratton a lot more aggressive here in that lead position. Now turns it on, turns it up. The Fortunato shocks going through the paces, going from that transition to the flat bottom. And Dirk Stratton looking a lot more comfortable out front, right on that front clip. Transitioning through. Into that final front clip goes Stratton and Yoshihara.
Well, Dirk Stratton out of the gate like a flash. Initiates nice and early. You can see that separation from the onset gives Dai gives Stratton quite a bit of room here. Now he's playing catch up as Stratton hits that first inside clip, stays on throttle, goes deep into that zone. Big angle here by Stratton. Now Dai starting to inch away a little bit closer as Stratton comes up short on that second, or that last outside touch and go. And then there's Dai through that last section of the course, putting the pressure on Stratton.
All right, so awaiting the outcome here, Dirk Stratton or Dai Yoshihara.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Left for Stratton, right for Daijiro Yoshihara.
I feel like
Ryan,
I
Andy,
have.
and Brian.
I forgot
Brian
that this car was called
Dai
Croco.
Yoshihara, Andy and Brian all say Daijiro Yoshihara.
Or Croco.
Dai Yoshihara with the victory, but a hat tip to the hardworking Stratton family. And Dirk Stratton
Interesting.
knocked out in
40% win
32.
rate, Hughes 61% win rate, but
All
over
right,
how many?
So before we move on to our
wins?
next battle, Lorette Nickel caught up with last round's winner from
I still
Latvia,
think
Kristaps Blush.
Ben Hobson.
Well, it's pretty unusual to
over
see Chris
Hughes,
Stapps
though.
qualify in 27th. Normally we see you qualify a little bit higher. So
Look how
what
thin he
happened
was.
yesterday?
Well, actually, back in 2015, that was pretty normal that I qualified kind of low. But yeah, nowadays was kind of unusual for us. But what we were doing starting from Thursday, we are looking for
so you're including pro
more
battles too.
speed
Interesting.
or
Okay,
way
I like where you're
more
getting at,
grip
though.
and something like that. So because the car is still new for us and there is so much potential in it and so much settings we can change and see what's going on. So basically we were learning the car Thursday, and Friday just got even worse than it was Thursday, and then we just calmed down and figured out what was the problem, and today, starting from second or third practice run, it was all good again.
Okay. So you're feeling confident with the adjustments that you've made?
Yeah, exactly. We found where we thought we are right, but we were wrong. So nobody's perfect, and everybody's like digging and searching for the best setup. But there's one good thing about it. There's a lot of tire wear in this course, so we always gonna be in a chase run in first run. So it means like we might theoretically have left more tire for the second run. So hopefully it will give us an advantage against the other guys, and see how it works out.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Oh, Jared, that was, I think there was another quote of the weekend by Kristaps Blush. Calm down and figure things out.
Yeah, again, Kristaps is just definitely notable quotables, and the Latvian accent definitely helps that. Well, back in 2015, I qualified that low as well, so it's good to be back up here. So
I do miss
as we
Kristaps
go back to our one more time battle of Matt Van Kirk, the Closet Creations,
FD, like a lot.
Popeye Energy S13 against Jonathan Castro from Dominican Republic. Again, Jado Meteldam, using that 4-cylinder turbo engine under the hood of his 86. All right, you can hear him drop into gear. And here we go, Van Kirk and Castro. Van Kirk initiates. Nice job by Van Kirk. It looks like he is definitely more solid even on this run. Castro, wow, looked like he found some more grip there as he transitioned past that front clip, but way offline is Castro.
I'll put Hughes above each other. I just meant their success rate when they were in Pro 2. That's what I was getting at. But I understand where you're coming from.
Van Kirk. Van Kirk, like I said, a very fluid, just very smooth driver. Castro having some struggles there in that chase position.
Yeah, Van Kirk holding his own here. You can see coming down the back straight there, Castro opts to tuck in there behind Van Kirk. Van Kirk got a little bit of a late initiation, and that also caused Castro to initiate just right past that last standing cone. Right there you can see that hiccup from Castro as he comes off inside clip 1, entering into outer zone number 2. Van Kirk out front, filling that second outer zone. Castro with the pressure here, so you can see kind of a back and forth battle here, but not too many mistakes out front by Van Kirk, getting a good jump here. He was a little bit too deep on that last inside clip, but now Castro will head
Where's
to the
this
lead.
track? This is in New Jersey.
Van Kirk will chase him down here in this one more time battle in the top 32.
Mr. Young.
All right, Castro now out front.
In Pro 2 alone,
Got
I
a
can't
decent
give meaningful
breeze here
insight because I
again.
don't have Trenton's full Pro 2 career stats.
That
Career stats
forecast
might.
that,
Could look at that
was
as
just
well.
Threatening us throughout the
Stats.
week, and then coming here now, it's local temperature 85 degrees, and not till 8 p.m. to even have a 50% chance of weather. Castro out front. Van Kirk, are we going to see a definitive winner? Are they going one more time once again?
Pro 2.
How you guys doing out there in New Jersey? Can you hear me? Right on.
So
Just want to make
in
sure. I know
Pro
it's
2,
hot out there,
Dylan
even
Hughes
though
had a
it's nice weather. It's better
69%
than
win rate.
the rain. So thanks for holding tough, you hardcore fans. Here we go.
Let's
Jonathan
go.
Castro, Matt Van Kirk. Initiating goes Castro. High on the bank, Van Kirk. You can see him trying to gain some ground, compromising that angle to gain proximity, exploding that front clip. Goes Van Kirk. Now Castro
in Pro 2
out front, filling that outer zone. Van Kirk transition. Oh, look at that. Van Kirk.
52%.
Nose is in.
Interesting. So, yeah, you might still be right.
Ryan, I mean, where's your head at here, man?
Well, Van Kirk very much the aggressor there, especially on the inside, the infield of the course. Here's the start. Castro right here initiates nice and early there, back on throttle. Trying to stay high on the bank. He had a little bit more angle there than Van Kirk, but Van Kirk keeping the pressure on. He's got a fight in him here. Van Kirk a little bit straight through that inside clip, but then you can see right here as Castro goes very deep into the zone. Van Kirk follows him, keeps the pressure on as they leave the second outer zone.
So
Van Kirk still
each had 2 wins and 1 second in his career.
As you can see, Jonathan Castro gets out to that touch and go. Van Kirk kind of missed it a little bit, but he kept the pressure on. So he sacrificed one thing for the other and made it visually look pretty strong. So now again, the judges have a tough call to make here.
Second
as we
okay,
go
yeah, all right. Hughes above
them
Beecham.
for the final result. And here it is one more time, leaving that touch and go. You can see Van Kirk nosing in right there through that last inside clip.
All right, so like
I think
said,
Hughes
Matt
did
Van Kirk,
more than 1 year. I have
very
stats for 2017 and 2018. So he did 2.
One, he's a formative rookie, but just an up-and-coming driver. I know he's trying to prepare a new vehicle, and would like to see that
You mean Cameron
from
Sorensen,
him.
not
Let's
Dylan
let's go
Sorensen?
to the judges.
Yeah, he's definitely up and coming.
As
It's just
Jonathan
one of those like
Castro,
fun arguments to have.
Slide him left for Castro, right for Van Kirk. And Ryan and Andy Bryan. Bryan says Matt Van Kirk. Ryan says one more time. And Andy says Matt Van Kirk gets the victory. So Matt Van Kirk, a formative rookie, taking out Jonathan Castro.
Trying to think of who else we could look up.
And can't really get Blantain here because he went one more time. But again, that's
who else is I going to look
a good
up?
battle right there. Congratulations to Matt Van Kirk, advancing on into the top 16.
Hobson in
so
pro
3 more
spec.
battles left, because unfortunately Peter Visick
75% win rate.
Ryan Literal popped his engine earlier in that Coro Z. That Coro works
Qualified
Nissan
first and finished
370,
first in
350Z,
2023.
and bummer
Won
for him. So Peter Visick
2 events
will
in a
have
row,
bye, but
qualified
right now,
first
it's about
twice
the
in
other
a row.
Woodhouse Drift team.
I don't think you can
teammates.
beat
That is James
Ben
Dean,
Hobson
your
in pro
defending
spec. I think that
champion
is definitely the
in
best
that
one.
Falcon Tires S15 Sylvia. He's going against Taguchi, that Jerry Yang Racing Achilles
There's definitely some issues with
GTR.
FD's website and stats keeping,
James
as we've all
Dean
learned recently.
Qualifying
It happens.
third, just outside of that bye run. He's going against Jerry Yang, who qualified, or sorry, not Jerry Yang, but Taguchi, who qualified 30th. James Dean doing what he does best, a textbook run, as Taguchi center punches that front clip with the door, and Taguchi, James Dean consistent through.
Yeah, I mean, Hobson in pro spec was nuts.
And
we can look at
Taguchi,
Dimitri's
way off
stats
line
in
in
pro
that first
spec.
portion of the track, puts it together in the latter portion. Ryan, let's look at this here again.
Well, as you said, Jared, we can always expect James Dean to come down and lay down a very competitive
Yeah, I mean,
run.
everybody
He
who's
did
driven a
just that.
Mustang
Let's see
has
where
had
things went
issues.
wrong
So,
for
I mean, he's
Taguchi.
got to get it figured out by
Dean
the end
right
of this
here,
year.
nice and high on the bank, rides up
See,
near the
Dimitri's split
railing,
between
right on
pro
that
spec
crease.
and pro.
Watch Taguchi as he comes down. He basically center punches that on the right door of the vehicle. Then he's very inside here. He's about 3 wheels off track at this point. So obviously it's a bare minimum, a massive deduction. Could potentially be an incomplete for the heavy mistakes. But nonetheless, they're back at the line. Taguchi will take the lead. James Dean chasing him down.
Yeah, Dimitri in pro spec has a 76% win rate across
Looks like the course is
6
back up
seasons.
in order. Thank you to our
So you
hard-working
have to put
formative
Dimitri
staff.
above pretty much anybody. And even in Pro 2, he had a 71% win
Taguchi
rate over 2 seasons.
will be out front.
So
Taguchi will be out front. James Dean in that chase position.
Dimitri has podiumed half of all pro spec events he's ever been in. That is up there.
Initiates. Solid initiation from Taguchi. Starts out high, works at middle to high. On the bank, James Dean lunging forward. Taguchi Starts
I don't
out
think
on
you
the
can.
crease. James Dean,
I
you
don't
can
think there's
see
an argument
the attitude of the car,
against him over
really
anybody else. So.
modulating it. And it looks like Taguchi will rotate. James Dean has the composure and the wherewithal to potentially not have any damage and just wraps it around, and that will definitely put the machine, James Dean, your defending champion, in the top 16.
Here we go. Taguchi out front once again.
Jared calling it so
Dean
early.
keeping the pressure on.
So early.
Dean not letting him get away as Taguchi trying to put up a fight here.
Yeah. I think it's just the arguments of like who's 2 and 3, right? I would put Ben Hobson.
Dean, the consummate chase driver.
I don't know, like 3 is tough. Is it Dylan Hughes? I can see your point in that. Or is it somebody like before that we forgot about, like once again, like a Matt Van Kirk or somebody along those lines?
Into the top 16.
All right, let's make it official here. Slide him left for Taguchi or right for James Dean.
Oh, I think you do baby
and
face.
I believe you know the outcome. James, the Machine Dean, advances on into the top 16. We officially have one bye run, and that is the other Wordhouse Drift Team vehicle. So as we are seeing, again, Peter Visick enter. Lorette Nickel caught up with Forrest Wang.
Strange for Forrest Wang battling against his own demo car. How was that experience going against Dean Carney?
And it was pretty wild.
Did he?
Someone
ever say why he left?
Getting up on
I think it was just a
my own
money and
door.
sponsorship
It's like
thing,
crazy
if I
because I'm
remember
like looking at the
correctly.
graphics of the car, and it's like, you know, I'm looking at my car because they look exactly the same. So that was definitely a cool experience, and hats off to him, man. He definitely drove his heart out, and you know, struggling with the car setup, this and that. We had to do the head gasket on it last night. His team, Brian and Alex, they pulled through and they got the car running good, and I gave them, you know, a good fair shot at a battle today. So, you know, I'm glad it'd be advancing to top 16, and we'll be facing Frederick
in
Osborne, so
prospect,
that'll
get
be
a
good one.
75% win rate.
Confident
Robert
are you
Thorne,
in
one
your
season.
setup here in New Jersey?
I'm feeling really good with the setup we got in the car. The team's been working hard in the last few days to get the setup dialed in. First day was tough with wet, dry,
But the only
wet. And,
podium
you know,
it
now
wants.
it's dry, and hopefully it stays dry.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I feel
hard
like we
to
got a
say.
solid setup in the car, and I'm looking forward to doing more battles.
Forrest, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next up, this is Peter Visick, the Candyman.
The Candyman.
He'll be sprinkling a little bit of Polish flavor out here on this bye run, as unfortunately Ryan Literal,
Juku Japanese guy, the one that just
is
went.
a DNS, did not start as he suffered some mechanical failure.
Yeah,
Peter
Manoa.
Visick,
He's driving rally in Finland.
Wordhouse Drift Team,
So,
Falcon
wish I had a better
Tires,
answer than that, but
S15.
that's what it is. Do you know, Peter, by
Having
almost
his way
every
with the
standard,
course.
is a better driver in European
Making it
drifting than
look
James
easy
Dean?
there. Peter Visick.
That one's going to turn some heads, but if you start looking at the stats,
Two more battles
he's
left
got
here in
more
top 32. We will
wins,
have a
win
halftime
percentage,
break where you
championships,
can
everything than James
meet and
Dean
greet a
does.
lot of your favorite drivers in their pits. All right, so we have a special report. Lorette Nickel caught up with Matt Van Kirk after his very first Formula Drift victory, advancing him on to the top 16.
That's kinda cool.
Matt Van Kirk never
Is this where he
letting
grabbed
go
the mic?
and never giving up, taking that win against Jonathan Castro, and you came back to your pit, and this is a really emotional win to the point where your crew chief is actually tearing up. Why is that?
Well, because it's actually our first hard-fought win in 32. We in Orlando we got in the top 16, but unfortunately it's because Essa broke his car during practice right before, so it's kind of I feel like we didn't deserve that win. This one was a hard-fought battle. Castro's an amazing person, amazing driver. We talked all morning how fun this was going to be and just put a show on for the crowd. And
He might. James might.
That's like, I'm almost tearing up. It's our very first ever head-to-head win that I feel like we really deserved. It went one more time. It was a hard-fought battle, and we pushed through.
What are your expectations moving into top 16?
Top 16, we're going against Odie Bacchis. We went up against him in Atlanta in top 32. He's an amazing guy. He actually helped us with our Wisefab kit when we broke it after hitting Osbo in Long Beach. So I really look forward to it. Hopefully we come out on top this time. We went against him, and he totally smoked us out in Atlanta. And I look forward to battling him and seeing him in top 16 for sure.
Matt, thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Also, never let go.
Oh, it's from before. Because he grabbed the mic in a previous, I think in Atlanta.
Well, Matt Van Kirk, if you haven't been following the series this year, Lorette Nickel interviewed him, and he awkwardly held the microphone with Lorette holding it as well, like they were playing the baseball bat game. So that was awesome. Way to poke fun at yourself and have a good time. So Matt Van Kirk, congratulations. We'll see you in top 16 going against Odie Bakshi's. Never let go. All right, so again, our second to last battle here, and this should be a doozy.
This is going to be the last one, guys. I'm going to wrap up the stream after this as well. If you haven't joined as a member, it'd be greatly appreciated. It's 99 cents a month, and there's a ton of videos you get access to. All my behind-the-scenes vlogs and stuff like that. It's the only way to watch them this year.
Calm down and figure stuff out.
And yeah, there's a discount code up if you guys do want to buy something.
Both these guys on Achilles tires. Michael Essa initiates. Christos Blush in that chase position. Smooth transition from the bank into the flat portion of the track. Michael Essa with the all BMW setup. Christos Blush with the bobble there in that chase. Now through the whoop section.
Said before, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is an awesome time. We'll see how many more live streams I can get going. Obviously, I'd like to do more, but
well, nice, exciting start here to this battle.
yeah,
We heard
best way
Blues
to
talk about
get notified
the
when it's going on. Either that or jump in the Discord. Should be a link in the description for that if you're not in the Discord. That is the ultimate spot for everything.
There with Blush right in tow. Now coming down in this first inside clip. Both drivers tandeming pretty well here.
And you're back. We're literally just wrapping up, dude.
You can see right there makes a
last battle.
mistake.
Hopefully everything's all good though.
Michael Essa get out front here as they cross through that center section. And then out hitting that
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe
final
depending on what tomorrow night. Well, I've got
Michael Essa on that
podcasts to do, I think,
second
tonight
hash
and
mark through
tomorrow
that
night.
final inside clip.
But would obviously like to do more of these live streams.
Blue seems a little opening
So,
here.
it's been a good
Close
stream.
the door, but
Appreciate
he
it.
did
Like,
have that mistake
super
in outside
steady.
zone 2.
Love
So
everybody
now
hanging out.
switching
Great
things
questions
up,
and everything.
Blush goes to
So
lead,
always
and
great to
Michael
hang out
Essa
with
will
everyone.
chase him down.
All right, Christos Blush in that Eurofighter HGK from Latvia. Motul, Wisefab, Achilles Tires, Essa Autosports, BMW. Again, he's running the turbocharged BMW engine as opposed to Christos Blush running that Mass
And for Germany
Motorsports V8.
Tuesday morning. I think I
Underneath
leave
the
Orlando at
all-carbon
11. I got a bunch of
Kevlar
big, long
body,
layovers.
but Michael Essa.
So maybe in those layovers,
This
if I find a
could,
spot, we can
this
just
could go really
set up a live stream and
either
hang out there.
way. Two very talented drivers.
Hard part is like I don't
And
know how I
both
feel about
rocket
live
ships of
streaming in public. Like,
vehicles.
that's a me problem. So I'll
One
figure
more
that out.
battle after this. Ken Gucci and Federico Sharifo. Here we go. Christos Blush, Michael Essa. Christos initiates. A little bit higher on the bank, more angle from Christos, but Michael Essa, great proximity. Good transition. You saw Michael Essa just let Christos transition in front of him. Christos barely seeing the back half of that Eurofighter. Essa cutting through that smoke.
So fast.
Big angle here from Christos
So
Blush.
fast.
Where do you guys go? What do you think?
Well, you know, could you make the case that Kristaps had the better lead and Essa
Yeah,
has the better chase given the mistake
Germany
that
is a good
Kristaps
one.
made? He definitely did the
Lots
bank, I
of good
think, a
events
little
this year.
bit
Finland
deeper
was
than
fantastic. Hopefully we're going
Michael
back there
Essa
again.
stayed in that zone quite
I
long
find that
here.
there's almost
Essa
no
chasing him
bad
down
events
really
to go
tight right there, though, however. Now coming into this inside section, Kristaps right on that outside zone, fills that pretty properly. A little bit of a gap here through that inside clip. Now Essa starting to close it. So we see a little bit of a back and forth battle. Maybe we see that Kristaps did a nice job on the bank, but Essa was very close there. You saw Kristaps make that mistake on the inside, and Essa pretty good overall.
All right, well, let's go to the judges. A great battle here. What do you guys think? Do you think we have a winner or are they going one more
like I said,
time?
last plug for you.
Slide
If
up
you
left
become a
for
member,
Kristaps,
99
right for
cents a
Michael
month, greatly
Essa.
appreciated. And I'm sure all the members
Ryan
that are
says
currently
one
there
more
can
time.
attest to
Andy
it.
says one more time.
Oh, yeah,
As
one more
says
time.
Brian. OMT. They
You
are
stick
going
around for
one
one
more
more time?
time. Ryan, do you agree with that call?
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. I hate that answer more than anything.
Yeah, no, it was. I think so. I think you could make the case that had Kristaps' mistake been more significant than that, had he straightened out a bit more than that, then I think you could have gone
another
in
battle.
the
We got a
favor
couple
of
battles
Essa.
left.
Essa didn't do as well of a job on the bank,
Interesting.
but he
All right, maybe
kept
not
pretty
wrapping
good
up this soon.
proximity overall. And there was enough on both sides where I think it was okay to be a one more time.
That's fine.
It is fine.
Good eat. Looks like 8 minutes.
Here was to be our last battle of the top
I was wrong.
32,
I'm
but
sorry.
as you just saw, it will be Essa and Blush, unless we see one more time between these two guys. Again, another veteran versus a rookie. I mean, welcome to the sport. Ken Gushi has been competing since '04. We've seen this young man grow up before our eyes, before college. He graduates college. He's a Toyota spokesperson and just traveled the world, and again, been competing since 2004. He's piloting this 2JZ-powered rocket ship of the Greddy Performance. Falcon tires, Toyota Racing Toyota 86, going against one of the most unique vehicles in Formula Drift history, Federico Sciarrifo in this Ferrari 458 GTB. Here we go. Ken Gushi initiates, high on the bank. Federico, not as high as Gushi. The Falcon tire shrapnel. Oh, Federico Sciarrifo going off. Big angle there.
So
from
that's
Ken
the car
Gushi.
that's in Greece. Interesting.
Gushi tightened it up to that final front clip. Ryan, what do you got?
Well, Gushi gets a good jump out of the gate. Nice early initiation and kind of keeps that gap established. We saw Federico as he leaves, or he enters outside zone number 2, go up on the railing. You can see Gushi mid-line on the back. This is where we start to see a bigger separation here. Watch Federico in the chase. He's just going to go up on the wall a little bit here and lose contact with the ground with all fours and give a little bit more room to Ken Gushi. Gushi doing pretty much what he needs to do. He's on that second hash mark on that outside touch and go. And then through that final inside clip, you see about 2.5, 3 car lengths there.
This is 2018 for
so
this
Gushi
one.
doing a good job in the lead
already went through our
position
2012
overall.
stream and
Federico
jumped into a new one.
not able to close the door, but now he's got an opportunity of his own. He knows he needs to have an equal or
Now,
better
of course, we
lead
start
run than
bumping
Ken
up in
Gushi.
viewers. I love it. Right near
And
the
Gushi
end.
still needs to maintain the pressure on Federico Sciarrifo.
Federico out front, the Triple F
What is
drifting
this goat
department,
thing?
Nitto tires, Vibram on the car. Again, off the
Tell
showroom
on 2K,
floor,
if you
one
haven't
of the most
subbed yet,
expensive vehicles
I want to make
competing,
sure all my
but
animations
looks
work.
like
Love for you
we have
to
a false
give
start
that a
here
go.
from Federico.
Hit that button. Let's make sure all this operates the way we want it to. We got a few people. We have a few that aren't members yet.
As
Other than that,
Federico will
I always appreciate the subs.
restart. That's a
The
strike against
25
Federico. You
things
could see
you
Ken
got wrong
Gushi
about drifting
just
is
cocked
almost
a little
done.
bit
I'm just
up
putting B-roll
to
in now.
offset that bank.
Might try and get that
So
finished
once
tonight.
he
We'll see. I only
Starts
got
to
so much
rip, it'll
time.
just drop in.
Only got so much time.
As Ryan said earlier, the chase car is allowed to do that. The lead car needs to be straight up. And here we go. Federico Sciarrifo out front. Federico initiates, slow roll into it. Ken Gushi
You just tell that car does not want to
right
operate.
there next to Federico. Past that front clip. And here goes Gushi in the chase position. Federico gets into the crease. Good job by him. Federico looking a lot stronger out front.
It's really not that bad of a run,
Some
though.
confidence in his corner, but Ken Gushi, the veteran, showing the rookie
It's not
how
a terrible
it's
run.
done.
Really interesting approach down the back straight by Gushi, really staying close to Federico all the way to initiation and initiating, you know, on that lower line and then working his way up. It was a really interesting approach, and it may pay off for him here. Let's see if we have this this replay with these two guys. Here we go. Gushi just side by side all the way down, very close here. Initiates pretty much in tandem there and then slowly moves up there as he can tell that Federico is on that middle line down a bit lower than what we've usually seen. Federico hits that first inside clip. Now Gushi following him through this second
Gushi
outer
would've had more
zone. Nice
power
job
at
by
that time,
Federico
yeah.
staying deep into that second outer zone. Now leaving it on that second hash marker, that first inside clip. Now transitioning back around. Great job on that outside touch and go. And then Gushi here applying the pressure towards the end. So a nice lead by Federico Sciarrifo. But was it enough to tilt the levels as we now go to the judges?
Tilt the levels, huh? Yeah, tilt the levels. Slide
Yeah, I don't even know if it's
Federico
making the most of the
Sciarrifo.
chassis because
Or
you
slide
remember
him right
Denofa
for Kenshiro
even
Gushi.
helped them try to set it
All
up.
right,
There's, I
Randy-
do think that there's
Ryan,
chassis that just
Randy,
aren't
Randy and Brian say
competitive at
Ken
high level.
Gushi gets the win. Ken Gushi gets the win. Still one more battle left as we visit the one more time of the BMWs
All right,
of
so this is
Michael
gonna be the
Essa
last one.
and Christoph Blush.
do you guys think of the new elements? What are your thoughts on that design, that look? I'm a fan.
All right,
obviously.
so looks like the red nickel caught up with Forrest Wang once again.
Once again, 2 interviews.
Well, a little bit strange for Forrest Wang battling against his own demo car. How was that experience going against Dean Carney?
And it was pretty wild. Like coming in on him on the infield, like getting up on my own door. It's like crazy because I'm like looking at the graphics of the car and it's like, you know, I'm looking at my car because they look exactly the same. So that was definitely a cool experience. And hats off to him, man. He definitely drove his heart out and, you know, struggling with the car, setup, this and that. We had to do the head gasket on it last night. His team, Brian and Alex, they pulled through and they got the car running good, and I gave him, you know, a good fair shot at a battle today. So, you know, I'm glad it'd be advancing to top 16, and we'll be facing Frederick Roswell, so that'll be a good one.
And how confident are you in your setup here in New Jersey?
I'm feeling really good with the setup we got in the car. The team's been working hard in the last few days to get the setup dialed in. First day was tough with wet, dry, wet.
You work.
And,
hopefully
now
you guys
it's
like
dry,
this
hopefully it stays dry.
design language,
I feel like we got a solid
probably
setup in the car. I'm looking forward to doing more battles.
Forrest, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so here we are in the last battle of top 32. Again, we will have a halftime break, and we'll be back here once again for top 16 national anthem opening ceremonies. But right now, it's a one-more-time battle between Michael Essa and Christoph Blush. Essa initiates high on the bank. Christoph's a little bit lower. If he wants his victory, he's going to need to step it up. Essa put his car in all the right spots. Christoph's now, as I said, stepping it up.
I would love to see what wall looks like in modern cars.
Well done by Essa. You can see he's putting it right close to that front clip. Did not get to that outside touch and go. So Ryan, let's analyze this. Like I said, you know, Christoph's, he needs to step it up. This is a one-more-time battle. Don't leave it in the judge's hands. And looked like Essa was a lot higher than Christoph.
Well, Essa gets a great jump here, and you can see he allows, or rather, he causes Kristaps to fall back a little bit, and then he's nice and high on the bank here. Kristaps was playing catch-up, gets close towards the end of the bank. Then you can see Michael Essa hitting that inside clip. Nice job by Kristaps to close the door as they enter outside zone number 2. Now trying to apply the pressure, but fending him off is Michael Essa as they get through that inside clip. Essa trying to reach out to that touch and go. He's just on a bit inside there. And now you can see Kristaps keeping the pressure on through that last and final inside clip. And just going back to last year, Jared, remember we talked about Odie early on in his fight, his battle of attrition,
this is the same car.
making it all the way to the finals and then exploding the vehicle to get the win. That was against
Shows
Michael
how
Essa, so he is
competitive that car was back
very
then.
familiar with
the
this
fact that
course,
it's still
strong
podiuming
at this course, has had
today.
good results here,
Like
and you can
that should
see
tell you how
why as
well
he battles
built
the previous
HGK
winner
cars
at
are.
Road Atlanta.
Taking a look at the local time, just about 2:50, so 10 minutes away from 3
Trying to be
o'clock.
wrapping up at the end of
Just
this,
an
guys. I
FYI,
gotta go
live
film
stream begins
me
at 4:30, and that's
working on the G,
opening
getting things ready,
ceremonies
putting tire
for
sprayers,
top 16.
doing alignments
and we won't
that
stop.
Jack Shanahan's
and
going to help me
remember,
with.
at 4 o'clock, we have the
not physically,
we
but
have the
called them and got some tips.
AEM halftime show featuring the Maximum Drift Cast fellows,
should be
that
fun.
of Sam Nalvin, Corey Hosford, and Paco Ibarra. So the Maximum Drift Cast fellows hosting the AEM halftime show at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, last
All right,
reminder.
here we go.
Sorry.
Is this going to be
Just
the
make sure,
last
like,
half
subscribe.
of this battle?
If you want to become a member, 99 cents a month to get all of this extra
Kristaps
stuff.
initiates some wavering,
And,
gets into the barrier,
have a
but
discount
stays
code
in it.
up. It's good
Michael
for the next little
Essa.
bit. You can grab something off the shop.
Exactly what it needs to do, and right there is Michael Essa. Has to back off a little bit. Kristaps maintains that angle. Oh, and Essa cutting course. Essa getting thrown off course here. Ryan. Essa was aggressive from the get-go, but then at that halfway point through the whoops, watch, he cuts course quite a bit.
Yeah, he was certainly showing to be the better driver between the two runs overall. At least from my mind here, you can see he's very close to Kristaps. Kristaps was a bit higher on the bank, but watch how aggressive he is on this move right here. Kristaps snaps back around, beautiful move by him, and then Essa makes this mistake, and he has to fall back, and then another mistake will take place as he transitions here through the smoke line, goes off course there, and he's way on the inside. I'd love to get a link to that podcast. Meanwhile, Kristaps has a beautiful lead run. He had the pretty strong performance in his chase, and that might be enough to get the win here, but a great battle between these two competitors, back and forth on the same tire family, and Michael Esser right
That's fine.
there, a
I can
really
trans-
risky
I mean, I
move,
can
nearly
use
pulls it
translation
off,
tools.
and had he was showing to be the aggressor
I don't
between
disagree with
those
it. I
two
just
those
kinda
two
wanna
runs.
see that
So a
podcast.
solid showing by both
Yeah, if
these
you could, that'd be
drivers.
awesome.
Do
You
we
can throw it to
have
me in,
a victor?
Discord
Slide
if you
up
want.
left for the Latvian driver
post it up.
Christos
Just post
Blush,
in Discord
or
so
right
everyone
for
can see it.
Michael Essa. Ryan says Christos Blush, as does Andy and Brian. Christos Blush gets the win. Enjoy your halftime break. On behalf of Ryan Sage, Lorette Nickel, and of course our judges and staff,
Sweet.
local time is 2:50. That means you have about an hour and a half before we begin our top 16, but you're going to want to catch the AM halftime.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Formula Drift halftime show brought to you by AEM Intakes. My name is Sam Melvin.
And I'm Corey Hosford.
And I'm Paco Ibarra. And we are the hosts of Maximum Driftcast, and we're doing the halftime show with you here. This is a very special round. This is, you've heard Jared saying it a bunch, it is the 100th year of Formula Drift. And I remember 1917, 1918, little tiny baby Ken Gucci, baby Chris Forsberg going up against each other here. It was wild.
All right, guys. I'm going to wrap things up.
Are really showing their age
Thanks
now,
again.
you know, that we
I
just cracked
appreciate it.
100 years
You guys
of
can always go
Formula
back and
Drift.
watch this.
Wait,
Love
that's
these
not
guys.
right.
But
I think we're here. No, it's 100th.
yeah, I'm going to wrap everything up. Thanks again. And yeah, we'll catch everybody soon.
A legacy track, as Ryan Sage said. We've been here since 2005. Almost every Formula Drift event